Good morning, I'm Eric Mosley. The Cleveland Guardians split a doubleheader at home with Pittsburgh yesterday. In Game 1, Jacob Gonzalez went 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer to lead the Pirates to a 7-1 victory. Game 2 saw the Guards' all-star rookie Travis Bazzana hit a 2-run walk-off homer to give Cleveland the 5-3 victory. The series closes today as Paul Skeens gets the start for the Pirates against Tanner Bybee for Cleveland. First pitch is at 1:40. TJ Rumfield had a 2-run homer during a 4-hit game, and Tomoyuki Sagano threw efficiently into the 7th in his return from the injured list as the Colorado Rockies beat the Cincinnati Reds 10-3 on Saturday. Today, the Rockies will close out the series with Ryan Feltner on the mound facing the Reds' Hunter Green. You can catch all the action at 2:40 right here on The Fan. And the World Cup comes to an end today as Spain and Argentina face off in the final at 3 o'clock in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Breaking news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Live and local, it's time for Fan Sports Sunday. If the weekend is a big desert for sports talk, think of this show as an oasis.
Yes, here we go.
Come drink from our pool of hot takes as you quench your thirst with. I thought I was going somewhere, but I'm not. So let's just start the show.
All right, we did it. We are all survivors of the driest week in the sports radio calendar. MLB All-Star Week. We had 4 days this week where there was nothing. No game. Well, I mean, the All-Star game was being played and the Home Run Derby was played on Monday, but like no games of consequence, so to speak.
Yeah, and then on top of all that, you couldn't go outside or eat a salad.
Yeah, so we got multiple problems going on with that. So we got coming out of the movies on Thursday night. By the way, hello, Cole Bartemes, Dylan Gonzalez, Big Mo. That's your combination today. I get out of the movies. I went to go see The Odyssey with some buddies on Thursday.
How was it?
Not for me. I'll get into that in a sec, though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anyway, coming out of the movie theater and just the air hit me like a ton of bricks.
Ugh.
And it's just like, geez. And that's on top of what you just said of... we can't breathe, and then we can't go shop in the produce section. So,
which I wasn't doing anyway, but I did get a sandwich from Jimmy John's, and I forgot. And I was like, here we go. Explosive diarrhea for me just because I decided to get Jimmy John's one time.
Yeah, I know.
But it didn't happen.
You got the fast foodies on your show.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tyvis isn't, according to him. But
he's what?
He's not. He doesn't eat a lot of fast food. He's a healthy eater. Well, he's a health connoisseur, according to him. He's not. He's not. That was sarcasm.
Okay.
He thinks he is, but he's not.
Well, he I don't know. His self-awareness sometimes it fluctuates. It's sometimes great and sometimes not. But at any rate, we appreciate you tuning in today. Fan Sports Sunday 97.1. We actually have the full 3-hour show today, which we don't usually do. Which must mean, where are the Reds today? I'm sure Big Mo just said in his update.
Colorado.
I was about to say. Because I'm like, they got to be out west.
Yeah.
Because usually we get off the air when the Reds bump us off the air.
Right.
And so that usually on a Sunday with everybody playing day games in Major League Baseball on Sundays, that's usually in the 1 o'clock hour, something like that. But we have the full 11 to 2. And I'm like, that's got to mean that the Reds are playing out west. So they'll be playing, like 12:30 out west or whatever. So I'm like, they're not getting Sunday Night Baseball. No way. So we got you for 3 hours. We've survived the week. Wasn't a whole lot going on, but let me build the bridge for you as I can't wait. I'm not trying to expedite summer and just get it done and over with, but dude,
yes,
I need, no, I'm not. No, I like the summer. Just, I need games. So here's what we have to look forward to as we're building the bridge to, we'll call it, I'll extend it out to September 9th. So here is the bridge to September 9th. We have SEC Media Days taking place Monday through Thursday. It's an important note that Lane Kiffin will be on Thursday, so delayed gratification on that one. But that is Monday through Thursday of this week. And I'll go slowly because it's easier for me to read it than it is for you to listen to it. Monday through Thursday, SEC Media Days. The next week, Tuesday through Thursday, Big Ten Media Days. So you better believe that we'll have some talking points coming out of that. Ryan Day obviously will spin a lot of his audio right here on this show, or probably on this show too, but on this station. And I'm very interested to see what Kyle Whittingham has to say with his first season as Michigan's head coach. So
I'm assuming he will be the most popular coach amongst the media members attending.
Because he has the most to answer for, picking up after the state of Michigan right now. So probably.
Thank God ADs don't go to those things.
Oh, well.
Could you imagine Ward Manuel having to answer questions?
Is he going to have a job by then?
If he didn't get fired this past week,
that dude can't be touched.
Yes,
I don't see what reason, unless they go through another scandal of any type. He's probably on thin ice, but I was shocked that he wasn't. We did a fan poll about, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, if he would get fired by the end of the week. And it was like 80% of people were like, yep. And then there were people commenting like, what a dumb question this is.
They've had a million scandals with the football program, both on the field and off the field.
Yeah.
They can't keep a basketball coach.
I mean, this dude must have illegal implicit pictures of Bo Schembechler or something.
I have no idea. But if he survives this, at least they're talking about it.
I mean,
his performance has been horrible.
There's two reasons why he's still there, and they're both national championships. That's it for me. They'd rather do that than be the moral Michigan men that they say they are. They'd rather have a guy that obviously hires the right coaches, or at least he has done it in each sport recently. So we'll see how. I mean, obviously, if Michigan goes like 7-5 this season and Michigan basketball misses the tournament or something like that, I bet you they find a reason to fire him. I bet you he doesn't make the next hires for those two programs if stuff starts to go awry.
I don't want to be disrespectful to people where I really don't know how this stuff works, but I feel like your AD is not that important in terms of winning championships. Like, who's crediting Ward Manuel with the 2 championships that one in football, obviously, one in basketball this past year?
Well, okay,
so Ward Manuel.
Jim Harbaugh and Ward Manuel are boys. They play together at Michigan, so you have to believe that had something to do with Jim coming back. You could say that he was going to come back regardless. I don't know.
And I will say he was going to come back regardless.
It's neither here nor there. And then he is the guy who hired Dusty May, and people want to act like now that Dusty May was a slam dunk hire. I don't think there was a consensus among sports fans that Dusty May was going to be a bona fide national championship head coach at Michigan when he was coming out of Florida Atlantic. Like, yeah, it was a nice hire and people were excited about it, but it wasn't like 100% hit. Whoever gets Dusty May is going to win a championship. So, he made a great decision there. That's all. And I mean, he got him. I mean, Dusty May was. People wanted Dusty May here. There were other places that wanted Dusty May.
People still want Dusty May here.
and he convinced Dusty May to come to Michigan, and they won a national championship, and he's getting credit for that.
Okay, but Dusty May did take Florida Atlantic to the Final Four, so it's not like he was this like undercover hidden dude of like, oh my gosh, like who's coming to Michigan? So I mean, there was a market for him. But at the same time,
Jim Larrañaga took George Mason to the Final Four, and then what did he do when he went to Miami? Shaka Smart.
I think they made an Elite Eight recently.
Yeah. I mean, but they he was there for a while. Shaka Smart, he had success at the mid-major level, and then now it's like
only at the mid-major level.
Yeah, like every time he gets a job like Texas or Marquette, it's very shaky. So just because the mid-major, you get the hot mid-major guy that took the mid-major dance and then on a Cinderella type run doesn't mean they're going to do good at a Power 5 program.
By the way, if you don't want to talk about this on the air, let me know and we'll go back to what we're doing.
We don't.
Okay. I just, all right, well, fine. Got to move on. All right, anyway, continue. Well, tell me off air because I at least got to know that. But continuing with the bridge to week 1, basically. So Big Ten Media Days are going to be next Tuesday through Thursday. Also next Tuesday, here you go. Browns and Bengals training camp starts.
All right, so those back-to-back events that you just mentioned is weirding me out. Like, why did the Big Ten say, you know what? We want to take our media days and we want to go head to head with NFL training camp starting and get absolutely no national attention for our Big Ten media days.
Yeah, I don't know about this one because every conference is doing week by week. So I don't know who set the order, but Big 12 kicked it all off. We had ACC this past week. We'll spin a couple sound bites from that. Dabo Swinney is once again ticking off Paul Feinbaum, so we'll get to that at some point. Then this week, as we discussed, SEC, next week, Big Ten. So they are taking turns, but I don't know what the order is set. But yeah, so and I don't know which day Ryan Day is yet. I don't know if that's out or if that's researchables, but we'll get to that's in a week. So we got some time on that one anyway. But regardless, yeah, Big Ten Media Day is kicking off the same day as NFL training camp. And the national media loves NFL training camp.
Yes.
And blowing stuff way out of proportion. I'm not a big preseason NFL guy. Like, am I an NFL fan? Absolutely, hands down, no question. But, like, the preseason is the preseason. Like, give me the games that count.
Right.
So, and we'll get to that. So, we then get to Ohio State's training camp, which will be August 6th through the 8th. We are going to have plenty of shows out there. Your show's going to be out there.
Yes.
Morning Juice is going to be out there. Bishop and Friends is going to be out there. And Rothman and Ice are going to be out there. So, you and I will not be out there because we'll be button monkeys back here just pushing the buttons for everybody, keeping them in and out of commercial break.
He said button. Button monkeys.
Button monkeys.
What did you think I said?
Well, you kind of, it was a little bit, you said it very fast, and it sounded like anus.
It sounded like you said butt monkeys. We'll be butt monkeys back here.
You two are. I've had enough already. It's the first segment. Let me finish the schedule. Okay, August 6th through the August 8th, or August the 8th, whatever. Ohio State training camp. We will have shows there. We'll have plenty of coverage about that. So, you know, we're gonna be treating that the way the national media treats NFL training camp. And then we got the same day, August 6th. That's gonna be Panthers Cardinals Hall of Fame game. So, for those of you who like to bet on preseason football games, you'll probably be the people who are predominantly watching the NFL preseason. It's not tremendously exciting for me. It's exciting that we're getting close to the NFL season. That's the excitement for me. But, and I actually have a cousin who's connected to that game, so I will be tuning into that one. But preseason at large, it's nice to like kind of scratch the itch a little bit that like, you know, football's coming, but I'm not going to be living and dying with every single preseason game or anything like that. So that's when we get to week 0, August 29th. Which will lead into Ball State, Ohio State on September 5th. I'm moving apartments that day, so that is not a convenient day for me.
Oh, man.
I know.
Moving is that date's been set for years.
Well, listen, okay, when I signed my lease for September 6th of last year, I didn't piece together that it would end on September 5th, which would be week 1 this upcoming year. So I'll be dealing with that. And then Wednesday will be Patriots Seahawks, September 9th. Yeah. So we got Wednesday night football, we got Thursday night football, we got Sunday night football, we got, I don't know if the Monday night doubleheader, if that's week 1 or week 2, they kind of twist and turn that thing around in recent years, but whatever. So there you go. We got stuff to look forward to football-wise. We got some stuff outside of football to talk about. And when I was kind of building the show of just like attacking, okay, we're coming out of the driest week of sports on the calendar every single year. So, like, what are we going to talk about? And the first thing that came to my mind was LeBron. And so...
My guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
By the way, and I guess this will be the tease, but there will be more to talk about with his, like, just likability and all this stuff. Like, I don't like that LeBron was the first thing to come to my mind in terms of, like, what are we going to talk about on Sunday in Columbus, Ohio? But it did. But the odds are flipping on LeBron, and... I don't know how my co-host is going to feel about that. So we'll discuss that next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
And we're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Hey, Shep, I've got a riddle for you.
Hit me.
Why don't anteaters get sick?
I don't know.
Because they're filled with antibodies.
You know, Mark, there are thousands of ant species that can run amok in your home.
To be effective, you've got to keep them straight.
The pros from Rose can correctly identify the ant and solve the problem.
Protect your health and home. Call 800-966-ROSE. Rose will get the best of your pest.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store. Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data to age 2025. With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99. Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is Mary at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
Hi, I've been dreaming of having an epic college setup.
But your college budget is less than epic.
Way less.
Well, with IKEA, you can get everything you need for college, from bedding to storage and decor, all at a great price.
That's good economics.
Sounds like someone just found their major.
Visit IKEA in-store or at IKEA.us to get ready for college. IKEA, dream the possibilities.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Common Man and Timmy here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Timmy, that new hotel is open and it's amazing.
It really is. Also, we have red, white, and win drawings on Saturdays in July. You can step into the flying cash machine for a chance to win up to $2,000 in pen cash.
And the best part, all you can eat crab legs are back. Be here on Tuesdays in July and August from 4 to 10 for Canadian snow crab legs with butter, corn on the cob, and Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, Hawaiian rolls. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Get Eco.
ECO. Jerry, you're the kind of guy who likes to save money while you do good for the planet, right?
Well, that's why I invented the biodegradable doggy poop bag, Aaron. I'm ecological and economical.
Well, usually the most economical thing you can do when your air conditioner dies is get it repaired. A quick fix can give you years more service.
That sounds economical.
But with older models, those repairs can get pretty expensive, and it'll still use way more energy than a newer model does.
Which is less ecological and less economical.
Get Eco.
ECO. You see where I'm going with this, Jerry?
I sure do. As hard as it is to toss out your old AC and replace the whole thing, it could actually be cheaper in the long run.
Get Eco.
ECO. Are you really a big deal in the poop bag industry, Jerry?
The doggos love me, Aaron.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Stay cool and save big money now at Menards. We carry a huge in-stock selection of ceiling fans that add style and elegance to any room. Find your style with Patriot Lighting ceiling fans. They also help save on energy costs year-round. Save big on all ceiling fans right now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Buckeye football fall camp is coming. Will Julian Sayin take his game to the next level? Will Matt Patricia's defense dominate again? Join us live for training camp fun starting Thursday, August 6th. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A few clouds with some smoke in the air as temperatures start in the 70s. By the afternoon, we'll still have some smoke, but otherwise mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Down into the low 60s overnight tonight with lingering smoke in the air, otherwise partly cloudy. And then on Monday, mostly sunny, light lingering smoke with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday
All right, so we got the British Open final round up on our TVs here.
All right, so just interrupt you right off the rip. When did we start calling it, maybe Big Mo, you can answer this. I feel like it was always called the British Open.
Oh.
And then recently,
the Open Championship?
It's just the Open Championship.
I don't know.
I'm not a golf guy. Like, did that change recently?
It's always been called the Open Championship over there. I think it's only been in the last few years that publicly the network is calling it the Open Championship.
Gotcha.
But it's the British Open.
So it's the TV people that started.
Pretty much.
Okay. That makes sense. Sorry, Cole. That was just on my mind. That's been on my mind all week.
You've been.
We'll see
it's
Thursday.
been really weighing on you, apparently. The Open Championship, often referred to as the Open or the British Open. So the Open Championship is what it's called. That's a technical term. But we got the final round on the TVs, and in our commercial break, they were on their commercial break, and they were running ads for the Odyssey, which reminded me to circle back to the topic.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to do a full segment on this, but
You don't want to do a full movie review?
No, because here, look, I'll tell you why the Odyssey wasn't for me. It's about like ancient Greece and the Trojan War and all that stuff.
Yes.
And so like everybody's got these Greek names and every location has all these Greek names. I found it very difficult, and so it's a me problem because all my friends loved it. Like they came out of the movie. I didn't even participate in the post movie debrief. I told you after the movies we walked out and the air greeted us, and I'm just like, holy hell, what is this? So I was concerned about the air quality, but all my friends were talking about how it was like the greatest thing ever. And I didn't participate because I didn't want to be that one person go like, guys, that was really hard to follow. Like I thought just keeping track of who was who and where was where and who was going where and why. I thought that it was really hard to follow. So anyway, that's just me. All my friends loved it. So I have no problem saying that it was a me problem.
I was talking to Matty Ice about this because he's like a movie show buff. And I was saying that I wanted to see it because I've probably read like under 5 books in my life for leisure. But when we read The Odyssey in my senior English class, I loved it. I loved all the Greek mythology we did. So I'm like, I don't want to say I'm into that, but when I read it, I liked it. And then just the cast, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Tom Holland, like they threw a lot of money into this cast, which I think also hyped it up. So I'm kind of surprised that you didn't like it. But Matty, he was saying, he was like, either this is going to be because of the cast and because of the hype, either a big deal or a big flop and nothing in between. So
no, the cast was really cool.
Let me throw this out there. If you read, well, obviously, Dylan, you've read The Odyssey, so you know the book. But Cole, if you want to see a movie that gives you the story but might be more relatable, and maybe you've already seen the movie, is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Is based on The Odyssey. It's done by the Coen brothers. It's a great movie. It's set in 1930s South.
That has like George Clooney in it.
George Clooney. Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious. I feel
like they used to play that on cable TV a lot, and they stopped at some point.
It's a hilarious movie, but it's based on comedies. It is based on The Odyssey. So you might watch that and go, oh, okay, now it makes a little bit more sense.
Honestly, I enjoyed the movie more after I read what it was about.
Well, maybe you should have did that first.
That was no, but like I did feel like I needed to like I need to be given like some sort of pamphlet or something. So I think we went on like premiere night, which I didn't even realize. But one of my friends had tickets like a month in advance.
I don't even know. You said what night did you go?
Thursday.
Okay, because I feel like movies used to premiere on Friday. Then people started doing the Thursday at midnight thing. I watched a lot of Marvel movies Thursday at midnight.
We went at 6 p.m. and there was a 10 p.m. showing, and I'm like, who on earth is going to that? It's a 2-hour and 52-minute movie.
And now I don't know when they premiere. I think some movies premiere on like Wednesdays because I take my daughter Gianna. Anytime there's a kids movie, big time kids movie going to the theaters, we go see it. Most of the time we see it on the very first day.
Sure.
And I feel like sometimes it's like Wednesday afternoon. It's kind of like what Black Friday shopping has turned into. Like it's not even happening on Black Friday anymore. It's happening on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. It's new. You're pre-Thanksgiving meal shopping.
Thanksgiving Eve shopping.
But I mean, like, I got out of that movie And my first thought was, I need to go on Wikipedia and read what this movie was about. And then once I read because when you go on Wikipedia, you got the movies and they got like the plot subcategory. Right. Once I read that, I was able to make I remember seeing that. So it's like, I needed to read what it was about. And then because we saw it so early, one of my friends actually had sent the next day, he sent it in the group chat for the people who hadn't seen it. He sent, somebody posted something on Instagram of 10 things you need to know before seeing this movie. And it's like a non-spoiler, but just here's some of the background. I'm like, right. I wish I read that before I went and saw it, but I saw it so early. And so I just found it to be difficult to follow. But again, all of my friends loved it. I was the only one who's like, I don't know who this is or where he's going or who's this character. And it was also just there were a lot of flashbacks and flash forwards. That was not the most confusing part of it, but when you're already up against it in terms of trying to follow the plot of the movie, that doesn't help. So that wasn't that much of a hindrance. It was mostly about the fact that when somebody would say somebody's name, they all got these strange Greek names and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, I forget who they're talking. There were so many characters to follow too that I don't know. Look, I'll take responsibility. Here's the one thing that I'm not taking responsibility for. Hands down, without a doubt, it did not need to be 2 hours and 52 minutes. There were many battle scenes that were very redundant. They didn't need all of that.
But you see,
the end was great. I'll say that too. Right. I need to say something positive about it. The end was awesome.
To me, when I read it, the Trojan horse stuff, I almost cursed. That was
that'd been fun.
Wow. To me,
as long as he catches it, we're fine.
That is that was badass when I read it. I was like, oh man, this is so the battle scenes I would have expected. You see, I think if you had some Greek mythology base, you would have appreciated it more. And that's not on you. That's on the Dublin educational system.
Stop. I guess Highland is big on.
I guess they were. I don't know.
But I shouldn't need, and if I'm going to go see a movie, I shouldn't need a background in Greek mythology.
I guess.
Make it.
I don't know. When you see.
Look, smarter audience members than I would have thought that it was the greatest thing ever. And apparently did, because my friends, all of them loved it. I was the only one who's I couldn't kind of keep track of what was going on.
I mean, 99% of sports movies you see, you probably get to enjoy it more because you have some sort of background information about what the heck is going on before you go see it.
I guess. And there's no question. In fact, when I was it was my mom's birthday on Friday. So we went to dinner and just hey, what'd you do this week? And I was like, I went to the Odyssey. And we had literally this whole conversation. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't for me. And my dad goes, why? Because it wasn't about sports. So it's there's no question that I have. It's an easier enjoyment for. I'm not someone who has to watch only sports movies. I was someone who only played sports video games growing up. So it's that category was basically just me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't a Halo guy. I wasn't a Call of Duty guy. Honestly, Fortnite was the first gun game that I played. So I was all sports video games. But I don't have to be all sports movies.
Kind of seems like it, Cole.
I disagree. All right, I'll throw the LeBron thing at you in 2 minutes. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything, and he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, one more thing, and then maybe I'll get to the stuff that I'm actually telling you I'm going to talk about. Tends to be a habit. See, that's why I don't like the teases. I do it because I'm told to do it, but I know that we're going to get sidetracked. So it's like, why mislead the audience and tell them I'm going to talk about something that I know that I'm probably going to get sidetracked and then not talk about it. But
that's what we're going to try to talk about. Is basically what the tease is.
Sorry, everybody, but got to address this. Message in the YouTube chat. Oh, coal being cold, the whole nation takes Greek and Roman. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, coal being cold, the whole nation takes Greek and Roman mythology in school. Where were you, dude?
That's where I was at.
I did not have. I can't even think of a Greek and Roman mythology course.
It's not like I said, we did it in my senior English. We did Roman and Greek mythology.
I feel like we were only required to do 3 years of English, and then I took the minimum 3 years.
Yes,
in
you
high
see,
school.
That's funny because I was talking about, and I don't know how it is now. I mean, what year did you graduate?
17.
17. So I graduated in 2010. My senior year, I had enough credits to graduate, but they don't just let you go. They're like, you got to take 4 years of English. That's the only way you can graduate. That's how they hold people hostage there. Now I feel like seniors can leave school at like 10:30 in the morning and it be okay.
Oh yeah, we had you have the option. You can either do
like that.
You can either do late arrival or early release.
Yeah, nope.
You're for the final semester. Or I guess there are only 2 semesters, so it's like the final one's just the second one. So for the second semester of your senior year of high school, you can do either late arrival or early release.
Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been great.
You didn't have the option of that?
No, they didn't do that. They held us hostage. They're like, you're doing a full day of school and you're gonna take senior English, which I enjoyed it. And I'm not going to act like I was the biggest fan of school, but I like the Greek and the Roman mythology stuff. So I was kind of shocked.
I don't like this expectation that I'm just supposed to like be super well versed in that stuff. Here's another thing. So while people are being snobs about apparently, we're talking about the Odyssey for those who are just now joining us.
Those who are turning in to hear about sports.
Exactly. No, I got one more thought, and it's brief. Okay. But the people who geek out over like the director, so like this was a Christopher Nolan movie or whatever.
Yeah, big time.
People who geek out over that and like, oh man, like, you know, rank your and all right, like okay, who am I to be condescending about this when some of the stupid sports debates that we have? But the people who geek out over like, oh, where does this rank on your favorite Christopher Nolan movies? Or like, you know, what kind of elements of this looked like the other Christopher Nolan? Like this, the people who like really geek out on the director and stuff like that, and like Tarantino and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, I do kind of. I don't want to say I geek out over Tarantino, but when I see that it is a Tarantino movie, it makes me more inclined to go watch it. I will say that.
That's fair.
Like Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite movies of all time. Django Unchained, one of my favorite movies of all time. So when Quentin Tarantino is a part of it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's got to be good.
All right. I'll give you what I told you I was going to say. I'm pulling up the live odds on Kalshi right now just to make sure.
You see, I love and hate that every time this conversation comes up on this station, people bring up the Kalshi odds. Like, I'm not well versed in Kalshi, but to me, every time I see them, it's like just constantly bouncing all over the place. Like you got to take it with a grain of salt.
Because it's kind of like a stock market.
Yeah.
It's going up and down all the time. And people are making and losing money, but I'm not super well versed in it either, but I get the general concept.
Yeah,
but
same.
Here's the deal. So LeBron James, as we told you last week, his Kalshi odds at the time were 44% likelihood that he was going to go to Cleveland, 24% Miami. So Cleveland had a 20% lead on Miami. That flipped overnight, Friday night into Saturday night. Now, at this very moment, Miami has a 10% lead to land LeBron James 43% to 33%. So take it with a grain of salt if you want to, whatever. We don't have to put a ton of stock in it, but it is kind of the only information that we have to use, so we might as well use that as our baseline now.
Right.
And like I said, we could take it with a grain of salt if we want to, but Miami currently in the lead. Are you dead set? Because I know that you're not like a particular Cavs fan. You, as you like to say, I'm root for the team that I bet on. So if LeBron goes to Miami, does it make one iota of a difference to you?
It does. I mean, I think he just needs to go back to Cleveland. I mean, that just makes the most sense. Like they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. It's not like they're a crappy team that he couldn't win a championship with. And I think that's just where the storybook needs to end. And obviously he has 1, maybe 2 seasons left. And the Miami thing, I don't understand because.
Well, now it's a little bit different because they just got a new player.
Yeah. I mean,
by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, but
so they're more of a draw now.
It's Bam, it's Giannis, and then what? Like, who are they filling out that roster with? And it's not like
Andrew Wiggins.
They do have Andrew Wiggins and Tim Hardaway Jr.,
finally has his first shot to be a teammate of LeBron's.
But
after LeBron exiled him off of the island in 2014,
he used him as a pawn to get Kevin Love.
Yeah.
I just don't. That roster to me isn't well filled out, and they don't free agency is essentially over. They don't have any. It's not like I feel like if he was going to go to Miami, he would have had to been one of the first free agent dominoes to fall, and then they could have filled out the roster around him, knowing that he was there and being able to say, "Hey, LeBron's in Miami. Do you want to come play?" Like what they did, honestly, the first time he was in Miami. It was a lot of, okay, we have the big three here. You're a veteran who's a little bit past their prime, but not quite in the twilight. You want to come play here on a cheaper deal to win a championship? Like that's what they did the first time.
But that's kind of LeBron's fault for taking this long, though.
Exactly. So
I'm
that's
sure
why I don't think he's going there.
Well, I'm sure Miami would love to, or either one. I'm sure Miami would love to have him there right here, right now, or whenever. Did it start July 1st, free agency?
Yeah,
so
somewhere around there.
I'm sure Miami would have loved to have known on July 1st, like, hey, LeBron's coming to town. And so they're leading in the odds right now, but I'm sure that they would have loved to get a little bit more notice. And again, he's not for sure going there. These odds could flip whenever. As we talked about, they're very fluid, and the percentages are changing by the minute. In fact, they just changed right now.
This might not be as much of an open and shut question that I think it would be, but if you're basically, because there's no room to fill out these rosters now, you basically have to pick them based off the core. Would you rather play with an old Steph and Draymond, Bam and Giannis, or Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen?
Well, you totally cherry-picked that for the Cavs because you named two more players than you did.
Who else would you name on the other teams?
Allen, no.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is Jimmy Butler still on the Warriors?
Yeah, but he's not going to be healthy, I don't think.
When did he blow out his knee? ACLs are different now. ACLs, it used to be a year. Now it's like 9 months. So he'll be there.
I'm not counting on it, especially at his age and his mentality. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, I'll just sit out the whole year.
Golden State is and has been third in these odds. So
he did it January 19th. So I guess theoretically you could see him come back around that time in 2027.
I'm going to expedite that by a month. I'm going to say he's back by Christmas.
Okay. I
have no information to... It's just a general feel that ACLs don't take a full year anymore. If an Achilles tear doesn't take a full year anymore, Jason Tatum, then an ACL definitely does not.
Jimmy Butler is also 36 years old.
Okay, fine, but I'm saying put him on the roster. If you're naming Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, then name Jimmy Butler when you're saying, would you rather play with...
Hey, the Cavs rather had Evan Mobley than Giannis, so that must mean he's great.
There's no question the Cavaliers are the best teams... are the best of the teams that are available.
Yeah.
There's still like a 2% chance. I cannot, for the life of me, ever imagine LeBron going to Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know why he would do that. He must really have a love affair with Anthony Edwards or something.
Well,
I don't know what other reason there is.
The Timberwolves are good.
Yeah, I just don't see him going west either. To me, in my mind, all the Western Conference teams are eliminated. Because then why not just stay in LA? If he's just going to go to another Western Conference team to be a 4, 5, 6 seed and hope for the best in the playoffs. It's not like he's going to OKC or San Antonio.
I don't know. I thought it was odd I thought San Antonio should have been his destination.
Yeah, I thought that should have been one of his top choices, and they were not.
And I cannot bebelieve that it's not going to be.
Yeah.
But when
Rich Paul said that if the Knicks would have won the championship, that there would not be any of this, that he would have just went to New York.
By the way, is Rich Paul Rich Pauling? Because I forget which day it was this week, but there was a day, either Monday, it was early on in the week, so either Monday or Tuesday, there was a day where I saw different tweets from different reporters. Both tweets, both reports said NBA executives and inside sources are expecting LeBron to go to the Warriors. And then the other one said NBA executives and NBA insiders are expecting LeBron to go to the Heat. So it's like just the exact same verbiage, just a different team. We're just going around in circles.
Over the past 2 weeks, I've seen plenty of reports saying, "Oh yeah, he's going back to Cleveland." Oh no, now it's Philadelphia. It started with Golden State. This is what he wants, because as much as I love LeBron, he is an attention whore.
All right, let me ask you.
And this is exactly what's going down. This is exactly what he wants.
I'm gonna put you in a tough situation. Are you an Aaron Rodgers hater?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
Well, then my tease for this next segment's not going to work, because I was going to try to put you in a terrible situation. But is he becoming Aaron Rodgers? Is he Aaron Rodgersing this thing?
I think.
And I didn't blame Aaron Rodgers for it either, by the way. You can make your own decision whenever you want to. If you're a free agent, you don't owe anybody anything.
LeBron is playing at a higher level and has more clout than when Aaron Rodgers started doing this stuff. Like, I never thought if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers, they can win a championship. But LeBron, coming off the season he just had, and whatever team he goes to, especially if it's one of the Eastern Conference teams, they're probably going to be the favorite to win the East.
Yeah, but this is like year 3 of this stuff. And so, like, with Aaron Rodgers, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's like wearing thin on people. But, like, I mean,
I like both guys.
Look, if you're a free agent, you can do whatever you want. You owe nobody nothing.
Right.
Wait.
You don't know. Anybody anything.
Yeah, I just did the exact opposite.
Yeah,
so it's the opposite. If it's a double negative, is that also the same? I don't know. All right, we'll save the Buckeye head coach approval rating discussion about Tressel versus Urban versus Ryan Day. We'll save that for the top of the hour. So in the next segment, we'll get into a little bit of ACC Media Day stuff. One head coach in the ACC is insisting that the ACC is a better football conference than the Big Ten. And he used to coach in the Big Ten, but even so, I'm still kind of like, what are you talking about? We'll talk about it next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
This is Mary at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
Hi, I've been dreaming of having an epic college setup.
But your college budget is less than epic.
Way less.
Well, with IKEA, you can get everything you need for college, from bedding to storage and decor, all at a great price.
That's good economics.
Sounds like someone just found their major.
Visit IKEA in-store or at IKEA.us to get ready for college. IKEA, dream the possibilities.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Summer is here, and there's no better time to upgrade your ride than at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Whether you're towing the boat, heading to the lake, or planning the ultimate family road trip, now's the time to save. Get $299 APR financing for up to 72 months on the 2026 Toyota Tundra, or lease the 2026 Camry LE for just $319 a month for 36 months and $399 due at signing and 10,000 miles per year. Make this your summer adventure with the team at Germain Toyota of Columbus, conveniently located at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or shop anytime at GermainToyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus, where summer savings are in full swing.
Common Man and Timmy here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Timmy, that new hotel is open, and it's amazing.
It really is. Also, we have red, white, and win drawings on Saturdays in July. You can step into the flying cash machine for a chance to win up to $2,000 in pen cash.
And the best part, all-you-can-eat crab legs are back. Be here on Tuesdays in July and August from 4 to 10 for Canadian snow crab legs with butter, corn on the cob, and Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, Hawaiian rolls. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Get Eco.
ECO. Jerry, you're the kind of guy who likes to save money while you do good for the planet, right?
Well, that's why I invented the biodegradable doggy poop bag, Aaron. I'm ecological and economical.
Well, usually the most economical thing you can do when your air conditioner dies is get it repaired. A quick fix can give you years more service.
That sounds economical.
But with older models, those repairs can get pretty expensive, and it'll still use way more energy than a newer model does.
Which is less ecological and less economical.
Get Eco.
ECO. You see where I'm going with this, Jerry?
I sure do. As hard as it is to toss out your old AC and replace the whole thing, it could actually be cheaper in the long run.
Get Eco.
ECO. Are you really a big deal in the poop bag industry, Jerry?
The doggos love me, Aaron.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Sunday.
I'm a liar, everybody. I told you. Because I remembered that there was something I meant to ask you about the LeBron James thing that I forgot to get to. And then even so, I'm going to distract myself from that. So we will talk about the ACC thing eventually. But I just saw this in the break. Rex Ryan tweeted out, "Look, I've been around football my whole life. I've coached in Baltimore, won a lot of games, and seen some incredible performances. But let me tell you something. Ella Langley had Baltimore in the palm of her hand tonight. As the kids say, I'm officially an Ella fella. I don't make the rules." And then post a picture of himself wearing an Ella's Fellas t-shirt from the concert. So that was funny. But the thing that I forgot to get to. So it's been, this isn't like an original take because it's been said before, but the whole like LeBron can't, and this is not going to turn into a GOAT debate. I will not do that on the radio because that's so played out and so 2016, 27. We don't need to do that.
Because that's what LeBron became the GOAT. But go ahead, continue.
That topic is expired. It never went anywhere. I will do the GOAT debate the day LeBron actually retires. We'll do it once, and then we'll never do it again. But when I say retires, I mean like at the end of the season. If he does a retirement tour where he announces his retirement, we're not going to do that and then watch him for the next year. So just whenever his career is like actually over.
You might not participate in it, but people will.
That's fine. I'm just saying, I'm only speaking for myself here. The GOAT debate between Jordan and LeBron is only happening one time for me, and that is when LeBron actually hangs it up. But I wanted to ask you this, because it's been said before that LeBron can't be the greatest of all time because of the era that we live in, where he's talked about so much that the fact that we have to talk about him, and I guess to a degree you and I have to, I think the national media kind of like clung? Which one? Clung to him?
Yes, let's go with that.
The national media clung to him like almost to a level of addiction for a very, very, very long time.
I mean, that's good. You said the era that we live in. The media, during his prime, was very like, let's just say ESPN. We're going to talk about LeBron. We're going to talk about the Cowboys.
FS1 too.
We're going to talk about the big brands and LeBron.
There's a talk show era that LeBron is in.
Yes.
That makes it impossible for him to have a solid approval rating, I think. I mean, it works for everybody else too. We did a segment, the very last show that we did last week. We did a segment where we went one by one of all the NBA superstars and what was the exact moment that they all became hateable. So that is kind of the era that he's in. So this all stems from this show and how the first thing that came to my mind when trying to come up with ideas for what to talk about, because we are coming out of the driest week on the sports calendar where there were no games and no anything. It's like, all right, well, we got to come up with something. Like, what are we going to talk about? The first thing that came to my mind was LeBron and the whole, like, will he or won't he and this or that and all that stuff. And just the thought came into my mind of how LeBron has been put in a position, and I think he's done some other stuff to damage his own likability that was definitely on his own volition. But I think the era that he's in, being in the talk show era, and also just the fact that he was just such a centerpiece to everything in the sports world, I think wears people out.
Yeah. I mean,
so do you think that likability has any factor in the GOAT debate? We're not having the GOAT debate, but in the GOAT debate, do you think that there is something to the idea of the greatness of an individual in sports that has to do with their likability more so than actually anything that's being done on the court?
So when it comes to this one, the NBA one, between the two, MJ and LeBron, I think it does play a factor because it changes people's perception of these two. Like LeBron, first of all, him being the chosen one at 15 or 16 or whatever the heck it was, I feel like that turns people off. But, I mean, he lived up to the hype. And I think if you put MJ in this era, he starts facing the same problems that LeBron does when it comes to a public perception thing.
Probably.
Because if you think, look, I don't know any of these guys personally, one iota, but if you really look at it based off of what we know about them, who is the better person, LeBron has no marks in his family life. He has no addiction to gambling schemes or any controversy or anything like that. He's not punching his teammates in the face. He's not doing all this stuff that Michael Jordan did. If you really think about it, LeBron is the more likable person based off of what we know. But because of the era he lives in, it's people just love to hate people nowadays. And Michael Jordan, all people thought about him back in the day was oh, look at the commercials. Look at the shoes. Look at the dunks. And he's a great basketball player. And he's a part of the dream team. He just got the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion, when it comes to media attention and public perception that LeBron didn't get.
Real quick before Big Mo chimes in. I'm going to regret following up on this, but what is the turmoil in the family life that you were referencing with Michael Jordan, just out of curiosity?
I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, LeBron's had the same wife since 18. Jordan.
Oh, because he's divorced.
He's divorced, and you see what's going on with his kids and who they're dating and weirdness. There's something going on there.
All right, Big Mo.
So I think you have to look at a lot of different things. And one of the things I would look at, or at least, question is, was Michael really liked? Now, he was respected. There's no doubt about it. And also at that time, the greatness of a basketball player was way different than what it is today because, Michael did things that nobody was doing, and there were great players then. Now you've got LeBron that has done things that guys aren't doing consistently, but then there's other levels of greatness. I think there's a lot more great players today than there were back then. And that's what made Michael stand out back then. And it's easier today for people to say, well, LeBron's not that great because you got this person and this person and this person. But having grown up in that era, I don't believe that Michael Jordan was actually, universally loved. I know as a Cavs fan growing up, I hated him.
Yeah, I bet.
I hated him. I appreciated what he did because you can't deny the greatness that he was, but he was as rude as you could be out there, and he could back it up. The likability of LeBron, a lot like what Dylan is saying, is based off of a perception that has come about in the NBA. He just chases rings. He just tries to make these super teams. He tries to do this and that. But the guy has stayed with the same woman forever. He's raised 2 young men, and he's got a young girl that he's raising. He's trying to be there for his family. That's hard to find in any professional sport right now. And I would think, his likability should be higher, but in the social media era and where everybody has an opinion that they can talk about, that's where it's affected him.
Was it Sports Illustrated where the Where's Daddy article came out in the late 90s?
It might have been.
Have you ever seen that cover?
I have not.
Google
right
Images, just Sports Illustrated, Where's Daddy, and just go ahead and take a look at that one. All right, this is going to be a really, really, really stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you think the popularity of Space Jams versus Space Jam 2 is...
Look, I'm going to say this right now before the question even comes out of your mouth. I am a LeBron is better than Michael Jordan guy. Space Jam 2 is a terrible movie with LeBron.
Okay.
It's terrible.
I was just going to ask...
I've never said that Michael Jordan didn't have better shoes or acting skills than LeBron. He's just not a better basketball player.
No, I was just going to say, do you think the popularity of the movie is any reflection...
I think Space Jam helped him. I don't think it hurt.
No, I'm just I haven't even asked the question yet. I'm just saying, do you think it's a reflection of just the overall likability of those two?
No, I think it's a reflection of how much better the first one is than the second one.
Okay. I was just asking a question. You never know unless you ask.
That's true.
All right, we'll bump the ACC stuff. We'll keep it here local. So we were talking on Rothman and Ice on Friday. Scotty Vegas had a really good question, I thought. And I was just kind of pondering the varying approval rating of Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer, and Ryan Day in this city. So I'm going to ask you to rank those 3 coaches in terms of their approval rating in this city. It's kind of skewed against Ryan Day because he's obviously in the here and now, but all 3 won national champions. And so I'm really curious to hear all of our perspectives on this. The approval rating of Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer, Ryan Day. What is it and what should it be? We'll debate that next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
The Big 9 was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com.
Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mapo's Plumbing. Sure, we do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Eric Mosley. The Cleveland Guardians split a doubleheader at home with Pittsburgh yesterday. In Game 1, Jacob Gonzalez went 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer to lead the Pirates to a 7-1 victory. Game 2 saw the Guards' all-star rookie Travis Bazzana hit a 2-run walk-off homer to give Cleveland the 5-3 victory. The series closes today as Paul Skeens gets the start for the Pirates against Tanner Bybee for Cleveland. First pitch is at 1:40. TJ Rumfield had a 2-run homer during a 4-hit game, and Tomoyuki Sagano threw efficiently into the 7th in his return from the injured list as the Colorado Rockies beat the Cincinnati Reds 10-3 on Saturday. Today, the Rockies will close out the series with Ryan Feltner on the mound facing the Reds' Hunter Green. You can catch all the action at 2:40 right here on The Fan. And the World Cup comes to an end today as Spain and Argentina face off in the final at 3 o'clock in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Breaking news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Yo, we got you up until 2 o'clock, the full thing. So how about that? The Reds are out in Colorado. I'm slightly distracted because I was trying to do my time card in the break.
Hey. We like doing this, but we got to get paid.
Exactly.
So make sure you get that figured out.
And I'm realizing that my time card was off because we have one more hour than I assumed that we had. And so hopefully...
Yeah, let's do your business right on the air. Go.
30, save.
How much you getting paid? I mean, let's throw it all out.
None of your business. Okay.
All right.
Now I am ready to go.
Okay, lock in.
Yeah. Here we go. So we had a really good discussion, I thought, on, it was the second segment of Rothman and Ice on Friday. Scotty Vegas brought this to the table. And it was interesting because we were talking about, it's been a talking point for sure about the whole, Ohio State head coaches and what's more important, winning the Michigan game versus the national championship. But this discussion, I thought, kind of laid it out in a fair, accurate, and simplified way in kind of rearranging the priorities. And so, or I guess just arranging the priorities. But thought this was fascinating, so I want to spin this and then turn this into the approval rating discussion that we teased.
What do you judge Ohio State football coaches by? Is it, number one, national championships, and that's the legacy? Is it record against Michigan? Is what ultimately do you judge as far as a legacy of an Ohio State football coach? Because there's two that come to mind. One is national championships, and two to me is record against Michigan. And I think it's probably 1A and 1B.
If you win a national championship and you check the box, then it's all about the record versus Michigan. If you don't have the natty and you have a great record against Michigan, it's better almost. Day's legacy can be much different in an expanded playoff era. He could win more majors than any of these guys. Or more championships, I mean. And so his legacy would then change to that. However, if you did, let's say he wins another natty. I'm wondering if people would vote, if you put out a vote, like who's the best coach in Ohio State history? Well, if that's your ultimate tiebreaker, then there is no debate. Then he would be the guy. But I still think there are probably people that would vote for Urban because of his record against Michigan. I think that would be a tiebreaker for people, or Tressel. It would be a tiebreaker for people. The only way that Ryan Day trumps that is if he wins more championships.
Yeah, so the line in there that was really interesting to me was if you don't have the championships and you have a great record against Michigan, that's almost better in a way. And so all three coaches, apologies to Luke Fickell for ignoring him, all three coaches, who have been here since Tress got here in 2001.
Yep,
I believe it was.
Yes.
So of the past, well, I think it would be 25 football seasons of the primary three. They all got a national championship. So we're talking a pretty solid hierarchy of Ohio State coaches, I'd say. So I think the approval rating here is Urban Meyer 1, Jim Tressel 2, Ryan Day 3. I think if we polled the city, I think that's how it would turn out. I'm not saying it should be that way, but you tell me if that's a take that you agree with.
I think that that's accurate when it comes to the city of Columbus or the state of Ohio at large. I don't think that that's right, though. I mean, what?
Well, let's get Eric Mosley.
I think it's Tressel 1, Urban 2, Ryan Day 3. I think especially over the past few years with what's happened with NIL, the way Tressel's reign ended is framed way differently now.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Also, here's the thing.
So what do you think it should be?
I think if you're in the camp that Urban is better than Tressel, then you're backwards on your ideology. It's kind of like, I don't want to mean to bring this back to LeBron, but it's kind of like the 6-0 when it comes to Michael.
Okay.
It's like, okay, people see Urban and they're like 7-0 against Michigan. Would you rather have 7-0 or 9-1? Like if Urban would have coached 3 more years here, would he have lost to Michigan one time? Probably. I don't know the answer to that, but I think people see the O category and the loss category of the Michigan, and they somehow equate it to it being better than Jim Tressel's 9-1, which I guess mathematically it is, but like 9 out of 10 versus 7 out of 7, like both are pretty damn good.
I think you look at what Urban was handed as opposed to what Tressel was handed. The turnaround was a whole lot more impressive. I mean, you got to figure you're coming out of...
What he was handed was a postseason ban for that year.
Well, yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is...
You could argue they would have won the Natty that year.
They would, but he still, did, and he did great. But what I'm saying is we had minimal success against Michigan. We had failed multiple times with teams that should have been national championship teams under Cooper and dropped a big game, or it was the Michigan game that they dropped. And Tressel came in, who was somebody that was not on the national radar. He was the head coach at Youngstown State and had done amazing there. Came in, turned it around, put a stamp on it right away, saying in 300 and some days, you're going to be proud of our team when we play in Ann Arbor. Backed it up, and then the second season got a national title and then went to 2 others. Now, it can be argued he probably should have won at least one of those other ones. I don't know that he beats Urban. Just Urban had a juggernaut that year. But I do think LSU somehow they dropped the ball. And obviously the way it ended was not ideal. But I think he even with the postseason ban that Urban got because of Tressel, I think he left the program in a lot better shape than what it was left for him. So to me, and maybe this is just a personal thing, but I do think there is a segment out there that would say Tressel is the top there, followed by Urban, followed by Ryan. But Ryan, he's been to 2 national title games, won one of them. Mm-hmm. And if he wins another one, you probably have to move him to the top.
See, this is where we get into like the eras conversation where I feel like because there's probably people out there being like, how come you guys aren't mentioning Woody Hayes in this conversation? But it's like,
because none of us watched him coach.
Right.
There's your answer.
Here's the thing. What a lot of people like to say with Ryan Day is, he doesn't have that national championship without the expanded college football playoff. You can say the same thing about Urban. Yeah. No one wants to ever say that. Jim Tressel went to 3 national championships where only 2 teams in the BCS era were going to the national championship, and that was it. And like Big Mo said, you could argue that maybe he should have won at least one of those against one of the SEC schools. But what Jim Tressel did at Ohio State, I believe, is a lot tougher than what Urban and Ryan Day did.
Well, here's the thing about Urban versus Tressel. And maybe people disagree with this. I think Urban had better teams. And so I think that's why I think that favors Urban Meyer is that he was coaching better teams. And so you think because there's also like a cultural thing too of I guess technically in 2013, Florida State is the school that ended the whole SEC reign of dominance of like 8 straight championships or whatever that was. But that's still like a Southeastern school. And so Ohio State's 2014 championship kind of, you guys know this city. There's a geographical war with college football in terms of people here hating the Southeastern United States and all of the college football teams that exist there, whether they're in the SEC or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Florida, culturally speaking, Clemson, Florida State, Miami get credited to the Southeastern United States for any of their success. And so there is something to Urban Meyer being here kind of ending that reign a little bit. Obviously, again, 1 year after Florida State kind of crushed the SEC specifically, but the whole still, the geography was still the same. So there's something there. Urban Meyer, I think, had better teams. However, Urban Meyer also threw away, or not individually, but their teams threw away seasons that woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I love when people, before they won the national championship, the most recent one, people that would say Ohio State couldn't, quote, win the big game. But it's like, okay, would you rather them go to the playoff and lose to Georgia, or would you rather them lose to Iowa and Purdue? And people want to say, oh, man, like they got caught sleeping. If they would just win those games, they would end up winning the national championship. How do you know? How do you know they would have went to the playoff and beat, I don't know, whatever years it was, whoever was in the Final Four in the national championships the year that they lost to Purdue and Iowa? You don't know the answer to that. Those teams are really talented. They were probably the most talented teams in the country, but we don't get to find out because they did lose to Purdue and Iowa, and that's something that Ryan Day doesn't do.
Well, that's also Ryan Day at this. Hold on. All right, we got to hit a break. We'll carry this over. You just hit on a point. I got to take a note so I don't lose this thought. We're continuing this in the next segment. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Get an Eco.
Jerry, you're the kind of guy who likes to save money while you do good for the planet, right?
Well, that's why I invented the biodegradable doggy poop bag, Aaron. I'm ecological and economical.
Well, usually the most economical thing you can do when your air conditioner dies is get it repaired. A quick fix can give you years more service.
That sounds economical.
But with older models, those repairs can get pretty expensive, and it'll still use way more energy than a newer model does.
Which is less ecological and less economical.
Get eco.
ECO. You see where I'm going with this, Jerry?
I sure do. As hard as it is to toss out your old AC and replace the whole thing, it could actually be cheaper in the long run.
Get eco.
ECO. Are you really a big deal in the poop bag industry, Jerry?
The doggos love me, Aaron.
Get eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. For people with nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, or allergies, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination to treat your problems for good? Welcome to Advent, your one stop for breathing and sleep relief for over 20 years. Unlike other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for these effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Need a roof you can count on? Ramos Roofing has protected homes and businesses throughout Ohio for almost 20 years. Whether it's a leaky roof, storm damage, new siding, or new gutters to protect your foundation, Ramos Roofing delivers quality materials, professional installation, and honest service every time. Get your free roof or exterior assessment today and ask about Ramos Roofing's no-interest financing options. Call 614-761-7663 or visit online at ramosroofingohio.com.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Common Man and Timmy are inviting select jabronis to the station for pizza. Hey, that could be you. Email goodcleanboy@gmail.com and tell us why you should be chosen.
Presented by Billiards Plus and sponsored by Paisano Peppers.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A few clouds with some smoke in the air as temperatures start in the 70s. By the afternoon, we'll still have some smoke, but otherwise mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Down into the low 60s overnight tonight with lingering smoke in the air, otherwise partly cloudy. And then on Monday, mostly sunny, light lingering smoke with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
The two most mature people working at the radio station. And that's just because they wear pants. The pervert and the skivvies. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, I was looking forward to this conversation, and it hasn't disappointed so far because I left myself on a giant cliffhanger because Dylan made a point that sparked a million thoughts out of me in a very short amount of time, and I look up at the clock, and I'm like, gotta hit a break. But here we are picking back up after that. So the debate was, what is the approval rating, ranking the approval ratings of Tressel, Urban Meyer, Ryan Day? What is the ranking and what should the ranking be of their approval rating in this city? Obviously, throwing out the disclaimer, Ryan Day is at the biggest disadvantage because, you know, lunatic fringe and all that stuff, but he is the active head coach at Ohio State. And so when you're in it, it's easy. I mean, I guess this would be a little bit different if we were coming off the national championship season, but when the last thing that you've seen of Ryan Day is a loss in the play, actually it's back-to-back losses. Yeah. And like we're actively in the middle of it, that's obviously going to make people a harsher critic of Ryan Day because we are in it. So whenever Ryan Day is no longer the head coach at Ohio State, his approval rating is only going to incline because the further you get away from it, the more you're going to just view his tenure in the totality. And the totality for Ryan Day is a lot of wins. So unless they fall off an unexpected cliff, which I don't think they'll do. I think what you just said. Well, that's why it's unexpected. Yes. Because we don't think that'll happen. But the point that you made before the break, so there are two ways, there are kind of like two things going on here. And like the urban model was, and obviously we got to throw in the disclaimer here, I acknowledge all their national championships. Each of them got one. Cool. But it is kind of funny, like the Jekyll and Hyde of Urban and Day, where Urban Meyer would win basically all of the big games except for like a 2013 Big Ten championship against Michigan State. Yeah. That one is... That seemed like an anomaly, though. That was a weird game. That's one that got away. But Urban Meyer basically won like all of his big games. Yeah. But would throw away seasons on games that it's like Iowa 2017, what? Like Purdue 2018, what? Michigan State's on a third string quarterback and you put up how many points against it? Like what? Yeah. In 2015. And so you have that. And then Ryan Day is kind of the exact opposite, where Ryan Day is beat everybody you're supposed to beat. And like, we're not fooling around with this stuff. Like, what's the big upset? And maybe there's one.
There's
and I'm just
one
not,
outlier to this argument, and that's the 2025 Michigan game.
Yes.
But I think people
24.
say 24. Whatever year they won the national championship and they played Michigan.
Yes, 24. Yes. The number two, and Will Howard's 2 interceptions, yes. And you let basically Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham beat your entire team. Even some Ryan Day naysayers that say that game doesn't count because it's in the rivalry. Like when it comes to losing to inferior opponents. That one individually, I would say Ryan Day was self-aware of that. Because they were, and I don't remember the exact number, but they were at least probably 3 touchdown favorites in that game. It was something like that. Yeah. And so Ohio State was ranked off of memory. Ohio State was ranked second. Michigan was unranked. Michigan was like 6-6. Yeah. I think Alex Orji was their quarterback, or Davis Warren, one of the two. I can't even. And they probably both played in that game. Yes, but I think it was mainly Davis Warren. Yeah, but Ryan Day is basically the exact opposite of Urban Meyer. Yeah, in that Ryan Day is going to clear all the opponents he's supposed to, but the question about him was, can you win the big one? And that can mean multiple things. Sometimes it means the Michigan game. Yeah. Sometimes it means you got a 14-point lead against Georgia. After losing the Michigan game that year. Yeah. You got a 14-point lead against Georgia, and then it's like, wait a minute, how did we lose that game? Like, what's this all about? And so, obviously, a kick could have saved that, but Ohio State was in a position to win that game for sure and still didn't. And so, it's kind of, and I'm not saying that he's never won anything, because Ryan Day does have a national championship. I was not expecting Ohio State to beat Clemson the second time against Trevor Lawrence. In the COVID year, Justin Fields played one of the best quarterback performances I have ever seen in my entire life. So I'm acknowledging all that, but we do have the two different blueprints for Urban Meyer and Ryan Day. And you made it sound like you strongly prefer Ryan Day's to Urban Meyer's because you were holding the tone of your voice when you're like, well, which one would you rather have, was condescending in the direction of Urban, of like, do you want Urban Meyer throwing away Iowa games, Purdue games, Michigan State games?
I think that's where I'm at personally. I prefer Ryan Day over Urban Meyer. That's just where I've been at. But then when you throw Tressel into the mix, I just feel like he basically did what Urban did for a few years longer, is the way I look at Tressel's era. But this is a really great topic. I feel like there's no right answer. Nick in the YouTube chat, he said, Lunatic Fringe, please. Ryan is losing against the team up north. Know your religion, especially if you've been raised in Central Ohio. I mean, we've all been raised around this area. And that's the thing that I wanted to bring up, is that Ryan Day, what's his record? 2-4 against Michigan? I believe. Ryan Day could win 5 games in a row against Michigan, and still people would bring up his record against Michigan, because it's not 7-0 and it's not 9-1. Like, he's never escaping that. He would have to win like 10 games in a row against Michigan for him to get away from, but he doesn't beat Michigan, because his record win percentage wise is never going to come anywhere close to Urban's or Tressel's when it comes to his record against Michigan.
So what do you feel about what Rothman's take was in the audio that we played about how if Ryan Day wins a second championship, that undoes the Michigan bugaboo on his back? So
when we're bringing up the like who we like to call the Lunatic Fringe, I don't think it matters to them. I think the 4 in a row against Michigan he's never getting away from that. That's a mark that stays there. He's not escaping that.
Well, you do have some people who say Michigan cheated their way to that. Michigan cheated their way to 2 of them.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, however, because
one of them, I'll also say this. The first one against Michigan, I do not think matters, because Hassan Haskins ran for like 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. And let me tell you, I don't care what about the sign stealing.
Yeah.
You got punched in the face every single play.
Let's
sign
have some
stealing
responsibility.
Yeah. Okay, like getting physically dominated on the line of scrimmage is not sign stealing.
Yes.
So, but okay, signs were being stolen. So I'll at least say that. But in that 4-year stretch, just so everyone's clear, and I'm kind of working off my own memory here, so I hope it's accurate. But in the 4-year stretch that Michigan beat Ohio State, it was in the middle of year 3 when they got busted for it.
Yeah.
So that's when it became something like, okay, who is Connor Stallions? Why is he on the sidelines with a Central Michigan hat? What's that whole thing? So the final, and that was the middle of the season, and as we all know, Michigan and Ohio State play the final week of the season, so that was obviously before that game. So the back 2 games of that 4-year stretch, I'm led to believe Michigan wasn't cheating because they were under investigated for cheating.
No, I completely agree with that.
So just to have that in totality. But I'm surprised that you guys have Tressel as high, because Urban Meyer, I think, not to just like place this entirely on a restaurant, but like Urban Meyer is idolized here.
What's on the restaurant though? Urban Meyer Pie House 7-0, right there on the sign. You see,
and that's a national champion head coach.
Yeah.
There's a weird thing here, and I've lived here for all of my life except for 2 years, so I'm not going to act like I don't understand it. I do, but like the whole. The fact that there are still some people who place beating Michigan on a higher pedestal than winning a championship. Urban Meyer doesn't have. It says 7-0 on his restaurant. It doesn't say national champion.
Yeah, 7-0. That's what it's about for a lot of people,
I guess.
But you see, I say that I essentially ranked Urban 3rd out of these 3 coaches, but I also am someone who believes that Jim Tressel getting fired and Urban or whatever stepping down and Urban Meyer coming here was actually better for the longevity of the program. I think that college football was about to pass Jim Tressel by, and if that didn't happen, they weren't going to just let him go if it wasn't for the scandal. Like, I think that Ohio State needed Urban.
To pass him by?
Because the way he coached.
Tressel
ball. That wasn't going to work.
Well, I think that you look at, again, those different eras. When Tressel was here coaching and had the success, he was the only northern school that was having success. In national titles and things like that, because everything was south or west, because that's when USC was
with Leinart and Bush and all that. Yeah.
So he probably towards the end, I think he probably could have gotten to another national title game. I don't know if he would have won one, but the biggest thing to go for Urban Meyer when you're in this argument is the fact that he is the one that took Ohio State and moved them past the SEC and the Big 12 and all that. And that changed the Big 10. It absolutely changed the Big 10. And to have a coach come in and not just change the program, but also change the whole conference, because the conference had to recruit differently. He brought all of that with him. So if I was going to say there's any argument to move Urban up above in my list, Tressel, that would be the argument.
All right. I have 3 thoughts about Urban that I've written down, and Big Mo just alluded to one of them, so I guess it's 2.5 thoughts at this point. And then at the end of the next segment, we have to submit a final approval rating of what it is versus what it should be, because this is, I'm loving this discussion, and we will continue it in 2 minutes. Keep it here on The Fan.
Summer is here, and there's no better time to upgrade your ride than at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Whether you're towing the boat, heading to the lake, or planning the ultimate family road trip, now's the time to save. Get $299 APR financing for up to 72 months on the 2026 Toyota Tundra, or lease the 2026 Camry LE for just $319 a month for 36 months and $399 due at signing and 10,000 miles per year. Make this your summer adventure with the team at Germain Toyota of Columbus, conveniently located at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or shop anytime at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus, where summer savings are in full swing.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Your go-to destination for Buckeye football talk all year round. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, a few more things on Urban Meyer. And Big Mo referenced this. I feel like Urban Meyer, this happened. Urban Meyer took Ohio State's roster and made it way more national than it was.
And that was the point that I was trying to bring up, where like Tressel leaving and Urban Meyer coming in actually helped Ohio State long term, is because of that point.
And Tressel was the one that closed off the borders of Ohio, which ended up, Urban continued that, and Urban took it to another level by recruiting nationally.
And now it's at a point where it's like, it's funny to consider like closing off the borders, and now it's like, does Ohio State even want Ohio players? That's kind of like they're in a position to be very selective, because Ohio State's done a really good job recruiting in Texas and Arizona and Florida and all around the country. So it's like now, instead of when I was in here's T-Bone's quota. When I was in St. Louis, that was the attitude for Mizzou, because Mizzou wasn't as good. And so the idea is, hey, step one of recruiting, close the borders.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to convince people around the country to want to play for you if you can't convince your homegrown talent to want to play for you? So, that is square one of recruiting, is closing the borders. But obviously, Ohio State is now in a position, and has been in this position since the Urban Meyer era, of, hey, we can pick and choose. We don't have to close the borders, because honestly, we can go elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, the thing with that, and I don't want to derail the conversation too much, but that was some people would bring up when Ohio State was on their 4-year losing streak to Michigan was like, oh, is the team not Ohio enough? Is there not enough Buckeye coaches? Is there not enough Ohio players that this game means enough to them?
Here's where that stems from. Back-to-back years, so I guess that would be 22 and 23. In the Michigan post-game press conference, C.J. Stroud and Kyle McCord, C.J. Stroud from California, Kyle McCord from Pennsylvania,
yes.
They both had, I can't give you direct quotes, but they both had comments in the post-game that were minimizing the loss.
It's just another game. It's just like any other loss.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like this loss doesn't define. I think C.J. Stroud said something like this loss doesn't define me. Kyle McCord may have said like it's just like every other loss or something like that. But back-to-back years, those guys at the podium, and I'm not someone who's really big into winning the press conference. I never have been. That's Northeast radio. If you want to listen to radio that's like really hell-bent on press conference performance, New York City, Philadelphia. Okay? So I'm not someone who's like dead set on winning the press conference, but I was kind of like, that's weird to say.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird that with what we know, and like, I'm not an Ohio State fan, I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I definitely, I've lived here long enough to have a very strong understanding of the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. And to hear an Ohio State quarterback be like, like, this isn't that big of a deal. Like, not that they have to be like crying in the press conference or anything like that, but to hear someone minimize that, I can see why Ohio State fans would be like, what the hell?
Well, to bring it back to the original comment, Ryan Day, he has one of the best winning percentages in college football history. And still, it always comes back to for a lot of people, okay, what's his record against Michigan? 2-4, get him out of here. Why are we even talking about him? There's people listening right now that are like, why is Ryan Day even being considered in this conversation? Plainly because of his record against Michigan.
Well, because he's a national champion now.
Yeah.
So,
but so are the other two. So that's why they're like, what?
Andy has one of the highest winning percentages in the nation out of every coach. He may be the highest.
But I got to argue against that a little bit. I would rather have, and this is a separate topic than approval rating, I would rather have Urban Meyer because I would rather, his profile of, Urban Meyer was better at winning the big game. Would he throw away games that had you scratching your head like, what the hell? Absolutely. But I think the better batting average in big games, I'll take that. And then there's got to be a way, because basically what I'm saying is Urban Meyer's problems were more fixable. I don't know why he had repeated issues with that. And so, if he were still the head coach at Ohio State, who knows? Maybe every single year would be the exact same thing because he had 3 of them. We talked about him. Michigan State in 2015, Iowa in 2017, and
Purdue.
Yeah, and Purdue in 2018. Like those 3, and maybe that streak would have continued all the way through now. But I would rather have someone who I trust more in the big games and then try to figure out how to beat Michigan State on their 3rd-string quarterback. Try to figure out how to beat – because, like, those are simpler tasks.
Like, this is crazy to say because obviously Ohio State was a national championship contender every single year Urban was here. But with Ryan Day's record in the regular season beating the teams that you're supposed to beat, it's different now because of the 12-team playoff, but he gives that way gets you more bites at the apple at the end. If you're having undefeated regular seasons and you're making the playoff versus if you're losing to Purdue and Iowa and you're giving yourself the opportunity to not make the playoff, I would rather be there and have a bite at the apple than not.
And you brought up something that I wanted to hit on. From this point forward, actually not this point forward, 2024.
Yeah.
The first year of the 12-team playoff. Ryan Day, from here on out, or 2024 on out, has the advantage of having a 12-team playoff. You think Urban Meyer could have used that?
Yeah, but that's why I said when people say that Urban's better than Tressel, Tressel, he was in the BCS era where there was just 2.
Yeah.
Urban, the first, what have been 2 years of his career was BCS era, but after that, they were all 4-team playoff. Like, if we want to go down that road, Cooper could have used a 12-team playoff. My God.
Cooper could have used just a 4-team
Yeah, he could have used a 4-team playoff, and maybe we're talking about him different.
Tressel less so, because Tressel, I think hate me all you want to for this, but like I do believe in like the SEC dominance of that era. And Ohio State made back-to-back championships, so it's not like they were throwing I think the 12-team playoff is most advantageous for the team that loses an inexplicable game that boxed them out.
Yeah.
That's the Urban Meyer profile. Like, for teams that struggle in the big games, and, you know, when I say big games, I mean like the super big game. And you don't have to. The
playoff games.
Yeah, you don't have to win the championship every single year.
Yes.
I'm not holding anybody to that standard. Just to be clear,
I hate the can't win the big one argument, because what that means is they haven't won a national championship. That's what people are saying when they say that.
Right. So I would like to specify there's a big difference between what we're talking about with Ohio State head coaches versus how we would talk about James Franklin.
Right.
There's a gap there. James Franklin can't win the big one, but his big one is a lot more winnable than the ones that we're talking about with Ohio State, because we're talking like playoffs and championships.
Let's look at the perspective here that we, in this argument, us as Ohio State fans or the ones that follow Ohio State, we're making an argument over 3 highly successful coaches.
Yeah.
And if you go back even further, from the time of Woody Hayes all the way to Ryan Day, it has been success. When Earl Bruce took over for Woody, he wasn't successful in a lot of people's minds because he didn't win a national title, but he had successful teams. John Cooper comes in, takes it to the next level, has really successful teams, but can't beat Michigan. Then we get into Tressel, and we get into Urban, and we get into Ryan Day. The thing that Ohio State fans have to remember, and this is why everybody outside of Ohio State hates Ohio State, is because what we're arguing about when we have these discussions, nobody else has these discussions.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, you can't say...
Talk about first world problems.
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
You can't say Alabama has these problems, because Alabama's in a low spot, and before Saban, they were in a really low spot. Obviously, USC, Texas. I mean, it's the perspective that maybe I didn't have when I was in my 20s that I have now, because in my 20s, I'd be all over these arguments like, well, I didn't beat Michigan, or this one didn't do this. But it's like, wow, like the stuff we are actually trying to debate is so funny when you look at it from the big picture.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, like Ohio State has been winning for like the past 75 years.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way it is. And I understand why Ohio State's one of the more hated programs, because like, that there's really no era where they skip the beat.
And it's why we are one of the most, if not the most listened to, it depends on how you do the math, but like seriously, we are the most dominant sports radio station in terms of dominating your city in the fall.
Yeah.
In all of America, because Ohio State has all this history and fans enjoy listening to teams that are winning. And we're talking about teams that are really, really good. So, yeah, factor that into the context, of course, that like we're splitting hairs between like 3 legendary coaches with 3 championships, 1 apiece.
Which is all we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we can do as fans.
All right. I wasn't planning on dedicating the entire hour to this, but I got one more. We're talking Buckeyes, so it's like you can never go wrong with that.
Right.
But I got one more thing. There's one more thing about Urban Meyer that we have not discussed. And it mattered for like a year, and it seems to not matter anymore. And there's some inconsistencies that we got to discuss a little bit. We'll talk about that coming up next. Keep it here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Brian Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. The mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data to age 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is Mary at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
Hi, I've been dreaming of having an epic college setup.
But your college budget is less than epic.
Way less.
Well, with IKEA, you can get everything you need for college, from bedding to storage and decor, all at a great price.
That's good economics.
Sounds like someone just found their major.
Visit IKEA in-store or at ikea.us to get ready for college. IKEA, dream the possibilities.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Get Eco.
ECO. Jerry, you're the kind of guy who likes to save money while you do good for the planet, right?
Well, that's why I invented the biodegradable doggy poop bag, Aaron. I'm ecological and economical.
Well, usually the most economical thing you can do when your air conditioner dies is get it repaired. A quick fix can give you years more service.
That sounds economical.
But with older models, those repairs can get pretty expensive, and it'll still use way more energy than a newer model does.
Which is less ecological and less economical.
Get Eco.
ECO. You see where I'm going with this, Jerry?
I sure do. As hard as it is to toss out your old AC and replace the whole thing, it could actually be cheaper in the long run.
Get Eco.
ECO. Are you really a big deal in the poop bag industry, Jerry?
The doggos love me, Aaron.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. It's sports conversation, but with a drink and umbrella as a garnish. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, Cole Bartemes, Dylan Gonzalez, Big Mo was the combination today. We got you all the way up until 2, which is what our usual schedule is, except we never actually get there because the Reds are always playing games in the afternoons on Sundays, except they're out on the West. What time zone?
I think that's mountain. Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's the Rockies.
So they're in Colorado, so they're starting a little bit later. And because of that, we actually have the full window all the way up to 2 o'clock. So a rare time where we actually fill all 3 hours on the show, but we got you till 2. We are wrapping up the second hour right now. And this entire hour has kind of accidentally been dedicated to this debate about ranking the approval rating in this city of Jim Tressel versus Ryan Day. Well, I guess let me go in order here. Jim Tressel versus Urban Meyer versus Ryan Day. We've stumbled into this debate, kind of piggybacked off of some discussion from Scotty Vegas and AR on Friday. And we played the audio earlier. I don't need to play it for you again. But basically, they were just talking about like the criteria for how we judge Ohio State head coaches. And the two things that they were focused on was national championships in the Michigan game. And that's obviously been discussed very heavily, and we've been discussing that as well. Are those the only two things? Because I was trying to add to that list in my head, but I kept like counter-arguing myself because I'm like, well, you know, if you lose the Michigan game, and now it's a little bit different with the 12-team playoff, it's like, what about like 11-win seasons? Or what about, hey, if you make the Final Four? Like,
well, here's why, and not for me, but I feel like the people that maybe have Jim Tressel as the third guy in this argument, he has a 7-4 or 7-5 and 8-4 season on his resume. Which, if that were to happen now,
he does.
Oh my gosh, this guy! Yeah, his first year.
Okay,
and
I didn't think I realized that.
0-1 in 2004, I want to say.
The year after the national title, I think they had 4 losses.
Was it the year before or the year after?
Well, the year before they went 7-5.
If I knew that, I forgot it.
And then the year after, which was Krenzel's senior year, I think they went.
See what happens when you have young people on the radio.
Yes.
They don't, 6-4 or something like that.
Well, there you go. Well, I've educated
I don't have it in 2004.
Even though I think I'm like only 6 or 7 years older than you. I didn't mean to do 6.
No, you're good. I do it all the time.
But yeah, Tressel has those seasons, which would have been inexcusable under Meyer and Day, but part of that is because Tressel helped raise the expectations to that point.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if Ryan Day had one 8-4 season? But if it's an 8-4 season and you beat Michigan at the end of it, again, where their two pieces of criteria were Michigan and national championships. So it's like, how would you? Let's put the shoe on the other foot. So the 2024 Michigan game we were talking about.
Yeah.
What if Michigan were ranked second in the country and Ohio State was unranked, fighting for a 6-6 season, but they beat Michigan? How do you view a 6-6 season with the Michigan victory at the end of it?
There's some people that would be like, yeah, that's better. That's better than
11-1 and losing to Michigan. Like, no, it's not.
I don't think that, but there's people out there that do. And I mean, we could just there's always like circles that we could be talking into when it comes to this, because like, for example,
and we are,
for example, this past season, undefeated regular season. If this was the year 2002, Ohio State just would have been in the national championship. There was no Big Ten championship game either in Tressel's era. Like, first, what you know what I'm saying? Like, people want to say like the playoff benefits Ryan Day, but you could argue that if it wasn't, like, Ohio State would have been in the national championship this past season if it wasn't for conference championship games being brought into the mix and expanded playoff
being brought into the mix.
Yeah, it wasn't always like that, Cole.
No.
Right, but Ohio State's won a lot of conference championships.
Well, and I was just going to bring that up.
Favored them.
But that's like another hard game. I mean, I know when there was the West and all the good teams were in the East or whatever. That
leaders
seemed like
and legends.
I was going to bring it up, and then I decided not to. But thank you for that.
Terrible.
I think that's something we want to forget. But that's almost like another tough game added to an extra game that's not on your schedule that you need to play. And
especially now, you don't need to play it.
So like,
there's a lot of conferences where both teams are making it anyway.
You can argue that with Urban, the 2015 Big Ten championship, I want to say. Like, what if he played in an era where they didn't need to play in that game? They would have just went to the national championship. Yeah. That game knocked them out of the national championship. So you can argue.
13.
Yeah, 2013. Yeah, that's right.
But point made.
Yeah, 2013. You're right. But yeah, that's just an extra hard game that they had to play, that in the era before them, they would have just advanced to the national championship after they beat Michigan.
Another differentiator is the Big Ten titles.
Yeah.
Tressel won 6, Meyer won 4, Ryan Day's only won 2.
Yeah.
And I think that if you said, is there another criteria? I don't think there is, but if there was one, it would be that. Because people do knock Ryan Day.
Big Ten championships?
Yeah, people do knock Ryan Day for not going to Indianapolis more.
This is a great topic. Okay, so what would be the third? So I don't think you have to win the championship every year. I don't. So the third can either be
the Big Ten championship or the national championship.
National.
Okay.
So like as we're having these discussions, and like obviously every year you want to win the championship,
right?
But when you view the past, I don't know, 5-10 years, whatever, nobody ever expects to look back on a certain period of time and be like, yep, we went 5 for 5 and 10 for like no one does that.
There are some crazies out there that say every year that Ohio State doesn't win the national championship is a failed season.
You know, Meyer won a national title without winning a Big Ten championship that year, and Day.
They won it that year. That
Did
was
they
the 59-0 Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right. It was Wisconsin.
That essentially got them in the playoff.
But then Day won a national title without winning the Big Ten title.
Yeah. And people think that he should have 2 national titles without winning the Big Ten title because of the Georgia game.
Yeah.
They lost to Michigan. USC got blitzed by Utah, and so Caleb Williams was supposed to make the playoffs, but they had a terrible Pac-12 championship. Yeah. So Ohio State backdoored their way in despite not appearing in the Big Ten championship.
Yes.
And if they beat Georgia, they're definitely beating TCU.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like that could happen twice.
Absolutely.
Can you believe it? All right, so let me ask you this. The Urban Meyer approval rating thing, we've discussed the football elements of this. How about I don't know if dismissal is the appropriate word. How about the turmoil of the exit of Ryan Day and then...
Of Urban Meyer, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm getting all kinds of crisscrossed here, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
The turmoil surrounding the exit of Urban Meyer. And it's not just like that in how we view his coaching, but it is really interesting to me how he was like, oh man, Urban Meyer's this bad dude and he's a jerk and he's this and he's that. And then he goes to Fox and but he was like too unhealthy to coach until the Jaguars offered him a job. And then he went and did that. And then like Fox just welcomes him right back onto the set. And so it is interesting how Urban Meyer is like generally accepted even around here. And I don't say this condescendingly to Ohio State fans at all. I understand that football coach won you a lot of games, and so your memories attached to him are wins on the football field. I'm not holding that against anybody, but like we all know he's kind of a jerk, right?
Yeah, I think that's known.
So should that affect his approval rating here?
I don't think it does.
Okay.
Because
I'm just asking the question.
Woody Hayes was a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you. I'm not saying it condescendingly, okay?
I mean, I can say this based off of people that I've talked to in the building, and this is not going to be any breaking news. We know that a lot of the staff that worked under Ryan Day worked under Urban Meyer, especially in the early days.
Mm-hmm.
Those coaches and staff members would have rather worked for Ryan Day than Urban Meyer.
Of course.
Yes.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard somebody in particular here say, like, what a bad man.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, it kind of comes with the job of, like, that type of personality to fit that sort of job. Like, football coach, it's not that surprising that they are, like, rough around the edges, to put it mildly sometimes. And so, like, we all accept that he's somebody who no one's nominating him for sainthood. I'm also not saying he's a criminal. I know that the whole thing about like trying to send Earl Bruce to like talk like Zach Smith's wife out of going to the police or like well that stuff, but like we all understand that Urban Meyer, no one looks at him and is nominating him for sainthood.
Right.
I do not hold it against Ohio State because I don't think sports are that personal. Like, I'm not someone who thinks like no one, the people listening to us right now don't know. Well, maybe some of them do, but like they don't know him personally. And so if you're just like, he may be a jerk, but I'm an Ohio State football fan. He was my coach and he was really good at it and he won me a lot of games. If that's your answer, that's good enough for me.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't want to hear the hearsay of, oh man, like what I just brought up, like the staff under Ryan Day saw their families more than under Urban Meyer. They don't care about that.
Right.
What they care about, every single time, 7-0. That's the first thing that comes to most people's mind when they think about Urban Meyer. And they don't care about all the behind the scenes stuffs and yada, yada, yada. It's all about what happens on the field. And to your point, I don't fault the people that think that for thinking that way.
Yeah. I'm the guy who says that I don't think players should have to go to class because I don't care what their grades are. Yeah. Get in the end zone, damn it.
Yeah.
Now, I think it would be...
There is people that do care about that, though.
First of all, football should be a major. Like, football is a...
Wait, it's not?
Yeah.
Football is a profession, so it should be a major. Or like whatever sport. Now, There are plenty of how many degrees get made fun of for like, oh, that degree's going to get you nothing. Yeah. And so if you pursue a degree in football, then you may wind up with nothing if you don't make the NFL, or if you don't get into coaching, then it's like, well, you just wasted your time.
Yeah.
But there are tons of degrees like that.
Just like if you went to college for an art degree and you didn't become an art teacher or work in a gallery,
people always
messed
say,
up.
People always say that about political science degrees.
Yeah.
People always say, oh, like, good luck with that. Now, I mean, like, some people make it work, but some people don't. So it's like, there is that volatility in a bunch of other majors. So, like, why can't football be a major? So it's like, now, I would also recommend that those guys take their academics seriously, because that would be the best path towards your future.
Right.
But I don't think you should have to, because I'm not interested. This is going to sound callous. I'm not really interested in their future like that, because I don't know them.
Right.
So I'm interested in their ability to play football, because that is the only way that I know them. And for anybody who says, Cole, you sound like a jerk on the radio who's being insensitive to the athletes, they don't care about me either.
What
and
is,
you know what? It's fine.
Yes.
I'm not asking them to care about me.
What is college supposed to do for you? It's supposed to prepare you for your future. If your future is football, then it's preparing you for your future.
Yes. Practices can count as credit hours. Games can count as credit hours. You can have you can certainly have like there's got to be class about like the finances and picking an agent and what to look for when picking an agent, so you don't get screwed. And like there's plenty of business sports classes that you can take that could be part of the major. And practice, weightlifting, games, those can all count as credit hours.
I'm not against that.
So I am starting a movement for athletes, for those who are particularly athletically inclined, who are like NFL bound and 5 stars and all that, who are like, yeah, I don't need all of these gen ed courses. I'm making a major for you. So there you go. All right, coming up next. You know what? We got the golf thing. The golf thing, holy cow.
That little golf tournament that's happening.
It's gotten really interesting.
Yeah. So we got the British Open on. I don't know if you've caught, I don't know what your algorithm feeds you. The British Open has been a treasure trove for audio. There is some excellent audio that we've gotten out of golf this week. Funny enough, because usually we don't sit around and play golf sound.
Right.
But there have been some really honest people at taking the microphone at the press conferences. So we'll have some fun with that. Keep it here. Big Mo's going to give us an update. 97.1 The Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
And we're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Hey, Shep, I've got a riddle for you.
Hit me.
Why don't anteaters get sick?
I don't know.
Because they're filled with antibodies.
You know, Mark, there are thousands of ant species that can run amok in your home.
To be effective, you've got to keep them straight.
The pros from Rose can correctly identify the ant and solve the problem.
Protect your health and home. Call 800-966-ROSE. Rose will get the best of your pest.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 26 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8-3.
Hey, John. Why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Eric Mosley. The Cleveland Guardians split a doubleheader at home with Pittsburgh yesterday. In Game 1, Jacob Gonzalez went 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer to lead the Pirates to a 7-1 victory. Game 2 saw the Guards' all-star rookie Travis Bazzana hit a 2-run walk-off homer to give Cleveland the 5-3 victory. The series closes today as Paul Skeens gets the start for the Pirates against Tanner Bybee for Cleveland. First pitch is at 1:40. TJ Rumfield had a 2-run homer during a 4-hit game, and Tomoyuki Sagano threw efficiently into the 7th in his return from the injured list as the Colorado Rockies beat the Cincinnati Reds 10-3 on Saturday. Today, the Rockies will close out the series with Ryan Feltner on the mound facing the Reds' Hunter Green. You can catch all the action at 2:40 right here on The Fan. And the World Cup comes to an end today as Spain and Argentina face off in the final at 3 o'clock in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Breaking news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Are you still in your pajamas? We are. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Heyo, we got the British Open final round going underway. I got to pull up this leaderboard because Big Mo was telling me in the break that what we got going on, we got 2 9-unders at the top. You said Cam Young?
Yeah, Cam Young.
I don't trust my stuff with golf, so even like guessing the name, I definitely don't know who Fox is. Who's Fox?
Ryan Fox.
Ryan Fox, he is a New Zealander, I believe.
So Cameron Young, according to my ESPN app, was in 20th at the start of the day, and he shot 6 under to now be the leader at the Open Championship. And he is what Big Mo told. How long ago did you say Cameron Young has been done playing?
Just about 2 hours.
Yes, and he's waiting on essentially Ryan Fox and Sam Burns to finish their rounds to see if he potentially needs to play in a playoff game after sitting for going on 3 hours, probably around the time that they finish.
That's the thing about it, is that he's going to be. Well, this enters the whole rest versus rust debate of like, oh, he has time to like settle down and like find himself but like he probably, if he's going to be going up against somebody, and it's a crowded leaderboard right now. So you got, like I said, you got 2 at 9 under, 1 at 8 under, you got 3 at 7 under. So you may have a situation where you have multiple guys, not just 2 in a playoff hole at the end. So with Cam Young being at 9 under, and as you guys just said, finishing multiple hours ago, that's going to be really interesting. And I don't know where he's at right now, if he's just kind of like hanging out and watching, or if he's like tuning it out.
He is on the practice range right now.
That's sucks.
Yeah, he just went out there, though, so he gave himself plenty of time to rest.
All right, so he's been chilling out, probably getting something to eat, hanging out, doing his thing.
And I saw Bryson DeChambeau literally just finished his round, and he was in my algorithm on Friday.
Who was?
Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. So his social media behavior has been a topic.
Yes.
By the way, I should clarify that 2 of the guys who are 7 under, I said that this may be like a very crowded playoff.
They're done playing.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler and Tommy Fleetwood are done. So, like, -7 is the best they can do, so they won't be there.
Siwoo Kim has a chance. He's at 17 right now. So if he birdies the last 2 holes, he can move right back up in there.
Right. So we're eyeing Cam Young, Ryan Fox, Sam Burns, and Siwoo Kim.
Yes.
But that is pretty crazy. A 6 under. I'm trying to see. That's one of the best rounds of the entire tournament. Ryan Fox, this would have been an 8 under performance yesterday that he had. So he's riding that pretty strong. Today he's 1 under. So it's crazy too, the fluctuation. Like he put together an 8 under performance yesterday. He comes back and throws a 1 under. It's like one under par is still a solid round, but it's just crazy. Like day to day, you can have one of the best rounds of your life, and then the next round, you're just right back to being pretty good. And that's why they play 4 of them. But we were talking about how some of the audio from the British Open, and we got some from the build-up. You mentioned Bryson DeChambeau. We have Rory McIlroy calling him out. We'll play that kind of at the end of this. But I want to take you back here, and we'll kind of do this in chronological order. We'll start with Scottie Scheffler and then probably roll over the Rory McIlroy into the next segment. But just to jog everybody's memory of the, not to be redundant, but the memorable Scottie Scheffler bite from last year.
Right.
He
won last year, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And he apparently didn't find much satisfaction. Apparently, all this winning that Scottie Scheffler is doing isn't cool anymore because he's just so used to it that, like, what's the point?
I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of, like, the deepest places of your heart. You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number 1 in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And, you know, I really do believe that because, you know, what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point.
Does anyone else feel like he should be on suicide watch?
I mean, if I remember this correctly, I feel like his words kind of got twisted a little bit. I kind of thought it was the opposite, where he kind of was like, there's more to life than winning golf.
Yes.
But I get what you're saying, Big Mo, that it's like, my God, he was like, there's no satisfaction at the end of this.
This is not
thing.
a fulfilling life.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I get that's where he's coming from, but that was depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is what I always say about football coaches who are always like trying to, you know, motor ahead and stuff like that. And it's like, you got to enjoy your wins, or else why are you doing it? Like, it can't always be about the next game and the next game and the next game. It's all about the next game. It's like you spend all this time practicing all summer, making yourself miserable so you can be good in the fall. And then when your team is actually good in the fall, you try to bring them back down because you don't want to get too high because then you don't want to lose the next game. It's like, if everything's all about the next game, it's like, then everything's just hard work and misery. Like, you got to have fun and enjoy your wins while you got them.
I mean, look, like, people wanted to poo-poo him for, like, not prioritizing golf, I guess. But, like, I feel like people are going to hate that I say this, but I'd rather Scottie have that attitude than him be, like, an absolute killer like Tiger Woods. But outside of the course, he's cheating on his model wife with Perkins waitresses and popping bills and getting DUIs and crashing his car all the time.
Buddy, is there a middle ground, please? Like, does it have to be one or the other? Can there be a middle ground?
What Tiger?
What the hell are you talking about?
Tiger had to challenge himself in so many ways, so he did things that were like his personal life had to be extreme because he lived his professional life extreme. I like the fact that at least Scottie has perspective.
Yes. I get what you're saying, Colt. But I said what I said was I'd rather Scottie than Tiger is what I was saying. But you're right. There should be a middle ground.
I was talking to the president.
All right, so that was Scottie Scheffler last year. He followed it up with another banger this year, but he actually caught himself, so he's aware of his little morbid streak that he's on. And we'll also play Rory McIlroy because Rory actually had a couple comments that kind of sounded like Scottie. So I don't know what's going on at the British Open, but nobody's happy. So we'll talk about that next. Keep it here on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. We know that when you breathe well, you live better. Just ask our patient Andy.
As long as I can remember, I've had issues breathing through my nose. Since starting this journey and having this procedure done, day-to-day life has just gotten better. I'm able to do all the things that I want to do without having to think about breathing. I breathe through my nose. I sleep through the night. I don't wake up with headaches.
Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Best advice I can give anybody that has sinus, sleep issues, just get it checked out. Go in and have someone take a look at it. It's 100% worth it.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has earned the trust of homeowners by putting customers first and giving back to the communities we serve. From roofing and siding to gutters, every project gets the white glove treatment. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
America wouldn't be America without Ohio. So this year, while we celebrate our nation's 250th year, let's also celebrate Ohio's vital role in our nation's past, its present, and its future. At America250ohio.org, you'll find events from engaging talks on history to Ohio-related movies to memorable drives around the state. There's so much to discover. So what are you waiting for? The celebration begins at America250ohio.org. Sponsored by the Ohio History Connection, aired by the OAB and this station.
Summer doesn't start until you've had UDF peach ice cream, made with hand-picked peaches at our dairy right here in Ohio. So have a peach sundae, a peach shake, a peachy cobbler ice cream quake, and start your summer now, only at United Dairy Farmers.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry, you're the kind of guy who likes to save money while you do good for the planet, right?
Well, that's why I invented the biodegradable doggy poop bag, Aaron. I'm ecological and economical.
Well, usually the most economical thing you can do when your air conditioner dies is get it repaired. A quick fix can give you years more service.
That sounds economical.
But with older models, those repairs can get pretty expensive, and it'll still use way more energy than a newer model does.
Which is less ecological and less economical.
Get Eco.
ECO.
You see where I'm going with this, Jerry?
I sure do. As hard as it is to toss out your old AC and replace the whole thing, it could actually be cheaper in the long run.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Are you really a big deal in the poop bag industry, Jerry?
The doggos love me, Aaron.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. So take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down. Paid for by NHTSA.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Here at The Fan, we love summer as much as the next guy. Fun times at the pool, family vacations, all that crap. But as the dog days descend upon us, it only means one thing. Buckeye Football Fall Camp. Join us beginning August 6th. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A few clouds with some smoke in the air as temperatures start in the 70s. By the afternoon, we'll still have some smoke, but otherwise mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Down into the low 60s overnight tonight with lingering smoke in the air, otherwise partly cloudy. And then on Monday, mostly sunny, light lingering smoke with highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. You're listening to The Fan. It's Sunday. We're a sports station, and we shall call it Fan Sports Sunday.
So you heard in the last segment that last year, Scottie Scheffler at the British Open was kind of contemplating what is the whole point of his entire career.
This is not a fulfilling life. What is the point?
And so that was last year, to give you a little taste if you missed in the last segment. This year, he is asked a question about his legacy. Apparently that was like the theme, because Rory McIlroy also got a question about his legacy, and that's where some of these audio bites are going to come from. This was earlier in the week. I think this would have been before the tournament. And so piggybacking off of last year where Scottie Scheffler was like, yeah, I'm doing all this winning, but like, so what? I'm just going to play another tournament next week and then do it all again and do it all again. So, all this winning is kind of getting pretty status quo for him. So, and some athletes would
I
kill to be in that position.
What was it? A couple of weeks ago, he missed the cut for like the first time in God knows how long.
That's probably refreshing to him, to be honest with you.
He probably loved it. He probably liked having his weekend.
Yeah, he's like, I can't just roll out of bed and be the best ever all the time. But so this is this year. This was this week heading into the tournament. Scottie Scheffler talking about how he views his legacy.
Scotty, every day the mail is full of some kind of stats, some records. First to do this, seventh to do this, 15th to do this. Only 4 players have done that. So how much does that motivate you? I'm not talking about your driving stats or your putting stats. I'm talking about these, say, 7th player to do this, 14th player to do this, now 21st on the all-time list. How much do these stats mean to a player like you, and how much do they motivate you? I mean, for us, it's another extra line or two in our reports, but for you?
To be completely honest, not really. I don't really play like for a place in history. I'm not playing for anything like that because, it's going to sound a little morbid, but at the end of the day, I'm going to live my life and then it's going to end. And when it ends, I'm going somewhere else and I'm not going to be here anymore. And so legacy, all that kind of stuff was never something that really motivated me. I was always just loved competition. I loved playing golf.
Okay, but he can at least laugh about it.
Can I ask you, you mentioned history, we're all going to die someday and all that kind of stuff.
Sorry.
No, it's true. But
going to be a quote after this year. Last year's, what's the point? And this year, we're all going to die.
What are you going to do next year? You got to get even darker for 2027.
All right, so he at least recognizes it, that he's on a little bit of a streak here, and he's like, this is going to sound bad. So he's laughing about it.
I like his mindset about it. I mean, he's good at golf. He understands that he's good at golf, but when golf is over, then what?
Yeah, then it's going to end.
I'm going to live my life, and then it's going to end.
I thought his life was going to end when Lord Valdemar didn't finish his question in under 20 seconds or 20 minutes.
I was trying to figure out, I don't know what accent that is. Like, it kind of sounds
I think he's
British, kind of Scottish, kind of Indian.
I think he's British Indian.
That is kind of what it sounded like.
It did. Yeah. So,
you see, look, I can't comment on this. I did not know last week. I thought Paddy the Baddy and Conor McGregor were both Irish. I guess Paddy the Baddy's from Liverpool.
Yes.
Liverpool.
And, just all the accents just blend in for me.
Well,
do your parents have
right across from Ireland? Like, it's in England, but you go across the bay or ocean, there's
on
Ireland.
the border.
Yeah.
Do your parents have Latin accents?
So I'm second generation Puerto Rican. So I feel like they have for people, there's a sub race. It's called a New Yorker, a New Yorker that's Puerto Rican. Because there's about, I believe, 400,000 or 500,000 Puerto Ricans that live in New York. So it's a whole sub race. I feel like if you were to hear them talk, you would think that they have some type of accent. I don't hear it. Obviously, because I'm used to them talking. But
okay,
I feel like you would say
New York
you
accent.
would be like, yeah, like kinda, but there's more to it.
I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah. And my sister, who obviously, she's second generation like me because we're siblings, she has more of like a pure New York accent. She's 11 years older than me. So she could say she was born and raised in New York. I say I was born there but raised here.
Okay, that makes sense.
So,
if you went to high school here.
Yeah, so me and my brother probably sound more like a common Ohio tongue, I guess. My sister, New Yorker. My parents have this Puerto Rican New Yorker mixture to them. And then my grandparents are all Spanish speaking.
I'm second generation white trash, so I don't know what accent that is.
Well, people say you sound like a Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
Yes.
I still am trying to figure that one out.
No, I agree. Whoever said that nailed it. Somebody sent that in the chat last week, and they spot on. Rory McIlroy's from Northern Ireland.
Yes.
He was also talking about this legacy question.
Rory, I think when people talk to an athlete about their legacy, they often frame it in a way of how are you going to enjoy it and appreciate it in your own lifetime, even as an old man. But I would be curious for you, how concerned are you with your legacy past when you'll be on this earth? How concerned are you with how you'll be viewed in 100 years? Do you think about that kind of thing? Does it matter to you since you won't be here? I mean, how does that go?
No, I don't really care. I would like to think that the people that love and care about me think a certain way of me, but I'll be long gone. I'll be dead. I don't think I'll be seeing what people say about me. I'll be 6 feet under. I don't think I'll be a ghost. I don't think I'll be, I don't care.
That is going to be a drop that I use on the radio a lot, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it a bad question?
I mean, I think a lot of these questions are kind of redundant.
It's just a theme, apparently, at the British Open.
It's kind of a lazy question, to be honest. But, I mean...
The first question was actually golf-related. The one to Scotty where he's like, yeah, I don't really care about that. Because that was a different legacy conversation. But that legacy question was about, like, hey, when you're dead, like, what are people going to say about you? Like, that is kind of odd.
Yeah.
Not that it's, like, an out-of-bounds question, but... I feel like that's one where if you don't get a tremendous answer, you shouldn't be necessarily shocked because you did ask kind of an off-the-wall, unexpected question, but it's not like out of bounds. But
yeah,
it's weird.
I mean, there's people that care about what people think about them and the legacy they leave behind and all that. I'm with Rory. Once I'm dead, like, I don't really care about people's opinions now, so I'm definitely not going to care about them when I'm dead.
Good for you. Well, Rory McIlroy has opinions, and he is not a fan of Bryson, so this is from... I believe Rory talking about the two-stroke penalty that Bryson had to take when he was improving his lie, I believe. And so Rory was asked about that. And here we go. The theme is all these sound bites are pretty good from the British Open. And we got one more from Rory.
So I was watching it live. I was up in the players' lounge watching it with a few other players. And as soon as he made the step into the ball, we all sort of looked at each other and were like, that didn't seem right. And then when I heard that he was called in by the rules officials, I think it was pretty obvious for why. And yeah, I mean, I think there's no doubt that he improved the line of his backswing. So, and again, it's like whether it was careless or whether it was intentional, I don't think it matters. Hopefully it was careless. But I think the two-shot penalty was justified for sure.
What did you think of the scenes after? Obviously, you guys were delayed getting your tee times as well because of it all going on.
Late night for everyone.
Yeah.
I won't pretend to be up here and defend Bryson. I'm not particularly fond of him. I think a lot of it's performative. I think a lot of it's for attention.
TikToks?
Yeah, to hold the tournament hostage like that and have all of us, volunteers, players, everyone waiting on him to depart. I didn't feel like it was a great look.
Man.
I appreciate your honesty, Rory McIlroy.
That was very candid.
He's got to travel with Bryson to all these tournaments. He's got to see him. He's got to face him. He's got to face him today. So I appreciate your honesty.
I hope that they get paired up together more often.
I know.
That's what I hope for. That might get me to watch more golf.
There is some belief that Rory was the one that was pushing for him to get the penalty while he was in the clubhouse.
A little conspiracy there.
Aha.
That would make a lot of sense.
I appreciate the honesty there. And he's the one who's going to have to face the awkwardness when they meet face to face at these tournaments that they're going to travel to. and he's willing to embrace that. So thank you to the British Open for giving us some quality audio all throughout the week, including last year. So we'll stay tuned for next year, I guess, as we currently sit. We still have the tie at 9 under between Cam Young, who is finished, and between Ryan Fox, who is approaching hole 18. Am I correct about that?
They are on hole 18. He and Burns getting ready to hit their second shot. They're waiting for Kim and Gerard to do their putts.
So Sam Burns is 1 stroke off the lead. So if we can get a Ryan Fox par on hole 18 and a Sam Burns birdie, we will have a 3-way tie heading in for a playoff hole, while Cam Young is currently getting warmed up on the practice range because he's been kind of sitting cold for a while, so he's getting ready to go just in case he's needed. So that's what's going on. I appreciate the British Open for giving us some good golf content. I'm not a big golf guy, but that audio was entertaining, so I appreciate them for all their services. Coming up next, how much would you be willing to spend for the sports event of your dreams, or are you just sitting at home watching them no matter what it is? We'll talk about it next. Keep it here. 2 minutes, 97.1 The Fan.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor and call a Groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a Groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 26 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8-3.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most. Hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan. Coffee? These guys don't need coffee. They're jacked on life. And Buckeye football. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Oh, we did a whole hour on Buckeye football. Second hour of the show. We got a half hour left. We appreciate you joining us. Reds, Rockies later. They're not interrupting us. They're actually giving us the full 3 hours a day.
We also are two guys that don't drink coffee on the regular.
Definitely not on the regular.
Yes, I don't drink it at all.
I'm not opposed to coffee, but I'm not regular with my coffee drinking. I'm going to give you a layup of a question right now.
Okay.
Because just knowing you and knowing your personality, I feel like you have an opinion on this. Do you think Tom Brady is creepy? I'm looking at a picture of him from Fanatics Fest. He looks like he has Matt Rife's jawline.
I'm sorry to all the people out there that do this, but I do not like how Tom Brady kisses his kids on the mouth.
That's not at all what I was asking.
But when you asked that, that's the first thing that popped into my head. So there's that. His plastic surgery he's been getting creeps me out a little bit.
That's what I was referencing. Thank you very much.
His fake tan creeps me out a little bit. There's a lot of things about Tom Brady that creep me out. So yes.
His face looks different.
It does look different, yes.
It's one thing.
Especially if you go back to his and I know a lot, this was over 20 years ago, But like, if you show me his combine picture,
no, don't talk about the
my
combine.
God, I don't think that's the same person.
No, you can have an
He's an ugly person in that picture, and then he became a handsome man, and now it's just too much.
But you can have an in shape face. Like Tom Brady at the Tom Brady didn't always have an in shape face, but he kind of got toned, and so like your face can kind of. Your jawline can reappear if you lose some weight.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
looked
like
up with Alex Guerrero, and all of a sudden you could see his jawline.
So there's something to the idea that just getting in better shape can improve the structure of your face. But like, it's like every time I see him in a picture, I'm like, his face looks a little bit like his jawline is more pronounced and his cheeks look different. I'm like, buddy, like, no.
So I'm a fan of the WWE, and he slapped Logan Paul at Fanatics Fest. So you might see Tom and Logan Paul squaring up in the squared circle at some point in the near future.
Goofy.
I'm assuming that does nothing for you.
No. You, Ted, Matty Ice,
yes.
You guys can handle all that. I'll you know what I like about wrestling? And actually like kind of like draw some inspiration from WWE for the radio. Like we do theme music on our shows and all that stuff. Like I enjoy the pomp and circumstance and like the showmanship of it. But like I'm not watching actual wrestling. I like the pyrotechnics and the theme music. Like that's the stuff where like, Stone Cold, the glass breaks, here comes Stone Cold, the crowd goes wild. Like I enjoy watching those videos.
Right.
I'm not actually watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So I can meet you halfway.
Yeah.
Okay, deal. So I am seeing on Forbes that the average price for a World Cup final ticket, which is today at 3:00 in MetLife, is what?
A lot of money.
According to Seat Pick Data.
Are you asking me to guess?
I am.
I'm gonna go
the
with,
average price for a World Cup final ticket. Average price.
I'm gonna go with an even 5 figures, so $10,000. You said average. Let's tone that down. Let's go with $4,000.
Would you like to venture a guess, Big Mo?
I'm thinking about $7,000.
The average price for a World Cup final ticket is $15,331.
No way. I was thinking high end 10, and that's why I went down to 4. But you're saying the average is 15? Like, what is this? Is this like on the resale market where you able to buy final tickets way in advance for like some type of?
Well, it's been going up all week.
Yeah,
that's also the tough thing about this too. Is whatever you heard early on in the week.
Fox just won.
Whoa!
The Open Championship.
Yeah.
What did he?
He just hit a birdie on 18 and won the Open Championship.
So Cam Young was out there.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, his day ended a few hours ago, and
he could have been back at the hotel.
He could have been chilling and hanging out. Dang, when you shoot a 6 under in the final, now obviously you had 3 rounds that shoot a better score. So like, I'm not saying he got robbed or anything like that, but the disappointment of, the 100-0 real quick of going of shooting 6 under, having one of the best rounds of the entire tournament, and then having to hang around, watch that, and then practice for a potential playoff hole just for the winner to beat you on 18.
Yeah.
That's a tough one for
That's a roller coaster ride of
Congrats to Ryan Fox. Never heard of you before today. Now I have. New Zealand's own, if I recall correctly from early in the show. All right, so here are some key facts that are outlined in Forbes. This is an article from yesterday. So, again, the money's been moving all over the place for the World Cup. But the get-in price for the final on the secondary market, get-in price, $9,500 as of Saturday morning. And that was $6,900 on Wednesday. So it's in, 3 days, it's gone up basically $2,500. This is a get-in price. The average price for World Cup final ticket is $15,331.
That's crazy.
Which is nearly a $4,000 increase from Wednesday. So as we go, and the funny thing is that like with all the air quality issues in the northeastern United States, including this state.
Yeah. Well, where's this? Is this getting played in Miami? I'm assuming.
I thought it was MetLife.
East Rutherford. New
Oh, it
Jersey.
is. Did you
Yeah,
say
the
that in
air
your update?
quality
I
is
think you
bad
did.
there anyway.
Yeah.
Man.
So I'm like, even more so. But I got a question from a friend in the group chat yesterday, which is great because I was hunting down any material I could find. I'm like, fellas, you guys get any debates at work this week that you could throw my way for the Sunday show?
I bring the group chat to the show all the time. It's very helpful.
It's, of course. And so somebody asked, he's like, how much would you be, is there any, actually, the specific question he asked, would there be any sporting event that you would pay a blank check to attend?
So, and I've actually spent a lot of money going to an NBA Finals, but I believe it was like $400 or $500, and that was Game 4 of the 2015 Finals. So that would have been the first Finals the Cavs made when LeBron came back.
And you spent how much?
I think it was $450, and then probably like with the fees and stuff, it probably creeped over $500. And I remember I had terrible seats, paying that much for it, like upper deck. LeBron threw that. You probably don't remember every LeBron moment like I do, but he threw a nasty no-look over the head pass to Timothy Mozgov, who then dunked it. I remember screaming at the top of my lungs so loud that I couldn't even hear myself. And then they lost by like 27 points or something like that. The Warriors just beat them down. So I spent all that money, got one great LeBron moment, and then it was a blowout after that.
So that would have been Cavs up 2-1 in the series and then lose the next three. So you saw the first.
The year whenever like Kevin Love and Kyrie were getting hurt.
Yeah, all right. So 50s, you're correct. All right, so $500 is not exactly the blank check we're talking about.
Right.
I mean, like,
I'm just saying that's what I've done. That's the biggest sporting event I've probably ever dropped money on, and that's what it was.
That's not nothing. So I'm not trying to just sneeze at $500 because $500, like, if you got to fork that over, it ain't great.
I mean, $500 is a lot to me now. $500 to me 11 years ago was a lot.
I understood. But I'm talking about, but like, if you needed to, how about like if LeBron James, whichever team he goes to, if he announces, hey, this is my final season, this is where I'm going, if he's playing an NBA Finals, I can see you going to that game. So like $500, or at least for $500. So for $500, like, you can replicate that. I'm talking about like a once in a lifetime. We're spending way too much money on this, but we're only doing this once, so let's enjoy it while we have it. Is there anything that you would do that for?
I don't think so. I think maybe we hear about how much Super Bowl tickets are, and there's a whole bunch of things that we don't need to get into, the economics of why Super Bowl tickets are so expensive. But you see, like, there's not really an NFL team that I'm like loyal to, so I don't really see myself doing that. I just would love to maybe one time experience a Super Bowl, and I know that that's going to cost me at least a few grand.
I actually have a surprising answer that I just came up with while you were saying that, because my initial answer was no. Like, I'm a diehard football fan, lifelong football fan, but football, it's also the television viewing experience. It's so easy and convenient. It's better than being in the stadium. Yeah. I like to go to like one game a year or something like that.
Right,
like, I'll do that.
Get the vibes and the environment and all that good stuff.
But I don't need to. I was a season ticket holder for Ohio State my freshman year. I got season tickets. Quickly realized that there are only 1 or 2 games a year that are worth going to, and so I'm like, I'm not renewing for next year. But
should have renewed them and then started selling them.
I know, but that seemed like a hassle, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I didn't play that game. But I think what I would do, which is funny because this is of the big 4 sports, the one thing, and okay, maybe I shouldn't say blank check because I don't know how much I'd be willing to do, but like a Blue Jackets Stanley Cup final.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest. Yeah. I'm a Blue Jackets fan, but I would, like, there are way bigger Blue Jackets fans than me.
Yeah.
But it's just, I feel like that setting would be the best environment. Because live hockey is unbelievable. Like I said, like we both agreed. Live football, watch it on TV. It's way easy. It's better at home. But I feel like with hockey, that's something that that experience would not be replicable on my couch.
Yeah. Now that you bring it up, I could see where you're going with that, because for someone who was in the building for the 2019 stuff with the Lightning.
Oh man.
That's up there with like best environments I've ever been a part of. So I could only imagine how much that gets multiplied for a Stanley Cup if that were to ever happen.
All right, 11 down, 1 to go. We appreciate you sticking with us. We got one more segment, so stick with us for a little bit longer. We got you all the way to 2. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mappo's Plumbing. Sure, we do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
These are the sounds of children playing and families laughing. But these sounds were cut short. Cut short because Ohio doesn't require gates and lights at every railroad crossing. Crossbucks and stop signs? Really? Crossbucks and stop signs just aren't enough. But you can help. Report unsafe railroad crossings at angelsontrack.org. Because bad crossings kill good drivers. Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors, free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil, free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since '48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
Common Man and Tinny are inviting select jabronis to the station for pizza. Hey, that could be you. Email goodcleanboy@gmail.com and tell us why you should be chosen.
Presented by Billiards Plus and sponsored by Paisano Peppers.
The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Take the Fan with you wherever you go with the Fan app. Download it now, or we'll find you. You bring your lunch money today? Good, give it to us. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
We appreciate you sticking with us on the journey the full 3 hours. Cole Bartemes, Dylan Gonzalez, Big Mo. We had a lot go down. We had a whole hour-long debate about Jim Tressel versus Urban Meyer versus Ryan Day. There were some YouTube comments about that and about other stuff that we never got around to. And I know there was one that stood out to you.
Yeah, the last one in there from the last break, because we were talking about, sporting events that you would essentially, there's no amount of money that you wouldn't spend. And someone said Ohio State versus the team up north in a playoff matchup has to be top 3 events I'd pay stupid money to see in person. But I actually disagree with that. I kind of hate neutral college football events because I think a lot of you see, and this is different. This is kind of taking it to the total different end of the spectrum, but international games in college football, it's what are we doing? Because to me, part of what makes college football great.
You're not excited for North Carolina and TCU in Ireland?
Exactly. A lot of what makes college football great is the on-campus stuff. The lead up to the game and then the game itself in an actual home stadium, I think is a lot of what makes college football great. When you think about the stuff that makes college football great, you think about, I know they can do Script Ohio anywhere, but doing Script Ohio, them coming out of the tunnel of the north end of the stadium, doing Script Ohio.
What if it's a home game for Ohio State, though, in the playoffs? Ohio State, Michigan, but
I guess that's a possibility. Because I went to the Tennessee Ohio State game, and that's probably a top 5 sports environment I've ever been in.
Neyland North.
Even though I could not feel my feet by the second quarter because it was that cold on a December night in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of what I guess I didn't really think about that.
It can't be football for me.
The only reason
it's my favorite sport, but I'm sitting and watching at home.
The only reason why I still wouldn't pay big money to see an Ohio State Michigan playoff game, even if it was here, is because we would have just seen the matchup.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Especially if it were at home in both scenarios. Yes. And that's the thing about this too, is that everything is devalued. And college football's done so many stupid things, man. And it's only going to get worse, I think.
Yeah, but that brought up the random thought that I had, and I want to ask Big Mo about this real quick. Has Ohio State and Michigan ever done color on color uniforms, scarlet on blue? And
not that I can remember.
If no, then why the hell not? I feel like that would look so good.
I think you got to go the full color. So Ohio State did with Tennessee, full red.
I love those uniforms, by the way. I know I'm in the minority.
And then,
I don't like them.
And then Michigan go full blue.
I would like to just see the traditional home uniforms on both every year. Let's do color on color every year.
No.
You'd like seeing the whites?
I actually think Ohio State's white uniforms might be better than their scarlet uniforms.
Hey, I'm not opposed to that.
I don't know if that's a hot take for the people. I think Ohio State's white uniforms may be better than the scarlet. I also, for the sake of tradition, I think USC and UCLA should be the only 2 teams that go color on color.
You see, I like when they do it.
I like.
But you think that should be their thing?
I think that should be their thing. I didn't like when North Carolina and NC State went color on color a couple of years ago. I think that USC and UCLA should be the only 2 teams that do that.
Huh. That's interesting.
For the sake of tradition. In fact, I really have not liked a lot of Ohio State's alternate uniforms. I really like their base uniforms.
Yeah. What about the new uniforms that just dropped? Is there any of them that you like?
The new uniforms?
Yeah, like the blacks or
I don't like the
Sub-Zero or whatever the hell. And then
I don't like the black uniforms.
Okay.
I definitely don't like the cannonball helmets that they break out sometimes. I guess they haven't done those in a while.
Yeah.
But
I was a fan of the grays. I really was.
Like the gray with the black numbers.
I forgot about
the JT Barrett one in that comeback against Penn State.
Those were weird.
Yeah.
See, those were the cannonball helmets.
Yeah, not the cannonball helmets. The gray. It was.
I forgot that they even did that.
It was JJ's freshman year.
Iowa. Iowa game.
It was Iowa.
I didn't like those. I really didn't like those, actually. I don't like the Scarlet on Scarlet. I think Ohio State has really, really, really good base uniforms, and I don't like when they deviate, except, and here goes the nostalgia back when I was a kid stuff that I always do, but like that 2009-ish era.
Those Pro Combats?
Yeah, the Nike Pro Combats.
My gosh.
Yes.
Where's the trash can so I can throw up?
What? Those are great.
The Nike, I think it was 2009 and 2010 that they did those. Nah, missed me with those. There's a reason why they didn't bring it back.
Hold on. Let me make sure that, because they did different alternate uniforms.
09 is for sure one of the years. I don't remember if it was 08 and 09 or 09 and 2010 that they had the alternate Nike Combats that they wore against Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of either.
I liked them. Not every week. Actually, I'm starting to look at these, and the more I look at them,
it's a nostalgia thing for you. You got some perspective.
I like the away. I like the away ones.
Yeah.
I don't think they're better than the originals.
The away Pro Combat was better than the home one. I'll give you that.
Yeah, because we talk about the Cannonball helmets, like the red version of the Cannonball helmets. The helmet kind of ruins it for me, to be honest with you. But I liked the uniform themselves, and they were like based on like the 1948 or whatever. Like
yeah.
I liked those. But I really like Ohio State's just standard uniform. I don't like the scarlet with the scarlet pants. I don't like the all grays they broke out again. I don't like when they go all black. The one thing that I will kind of be like, I really do. I like when they do that alternate helmet that has like the really, really green Buckeyes and like kind of the thick stripe in the middle. That was like more of a like mid 2010s thing.
Yeah, well, I feel like that helmet is more silver than gray.
Probably.
It's like more like the whole thing is more like metallic is the word that comes to my mind.
But the super green Buckeyes on the helmet.
I think it helps them stand out.
I like that too. You know, I didn't like the championship uniforms in 2014, but like the black numbers on the shoulders with the white numbers on the chest. I didn't.
Well, that's a throwback to the 68 championship team.
Well, I didn't like the 1968 championship team uniform. Well, whoever originated that, I didn't like the different colored numbers on the different body parts. Like that didn't make sense to me. I really like these standard uniforms for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Not big on the deviation. How do you feel about the gray basketball court?
I liked the gray basketball court when they first brought it out. I really like it a lot. I mean, it's different. I liked when they used to have the state of Ohio on the court.
I loved that. I thought that was awesome.
Yes. So, but I do like the gray. It's a little different. I know me and you went to a couple games this past season, and it was the gray, and I like the gray the way it looks on like social media and TV or whatever, but it really looks good in person for the people that haven't had a chance to see it in person. I think it really pops.
Yeah, when they were putting out like social media promotional stuff for
like
the gray
renderings of it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see the vision with this. Like, I don't like this. This is corny. This is lame. And then actually going to the games, it wasn't a distraction at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't sitting there like, man, this court's stupid. Like, it was fine. It didn't feel out of place, and so it was fine. I mean, it didn't make that much of a difference for me one way or the other, but I thought that I was going to hate it, and I didn't. So, I don't know. I'm more of a traditionalist with sports and stuff like that, just because I think that, and you know, you could carry this to the NFL too. Like, I think that the best uniforms in the NFL are the ones that never change. The ones that you can watch old highlights and it looks like what you would see now. Because I think
the Packers are the first team that came to my mind.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
The Steelers. We had some goofy uniforms in the 90s and some strange alternates and stuff like that.
The Bumblebees.
Yeah. The Jailbirds. And Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, all the Jailbird uniforms. I loved them. We appreciate you all for sticking around with us for 3 hours. Reds baseball is coming on a little bit later against the Rockies. Keep it here, 97.1.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences.